Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Travion Henderson blocked the guy so well
physically
that he got mad, and it started a whole kerfuffle.
Will Campbell saw that. He was the first one in.
That's my running
I was
back.
ready to die right there.
There was an NFL coach that said he's the best pass protector he's ever seen coming out of college. I forget which NFL coach.
Let's
it
go.
was.
Let's go.
But like,
Drake's never gonna get touched.
but like,
I took some time, Fred, to actually mix in with the Fonz.
Did you get something to eat?
like this new surgery.
I know it's going to have him back before the season
really?
even starts.
Can you let me have some hope, Paul, for 2 seconds? I think it's called the speed bridge. It's like this new procedure of how they
Just a sniff after.
performs this surgery in New York City.
The best.
The
The best.
Celtics were
Vinny
playing.
Boom Butts.
They were playing in New York when it happened, so that's why.
You know,
it
we had the
was-
surgery that night.
Can you let me finish?
That's a fact.
And this is Patriots Unfiltered. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Tuesday here at Gillette Stadium, and Deuce and Evan are getting ready to go to Minnesota, so they're not here. We're joined by Alex and Matisse, who took a break from his T-shirt sorting to come down. Paul's here. I'm here. Matt's in the booth. We're talking Patriots. We're going to be talking, what we've seen in training camp so far, what we might be seeing, looking forward to the joint practices tomorrow and Thursday. We'll get full recaps from Deuce and Evan on Thursday when they call into the show. So looking
and
forward to that.
The game was late Friday night.
yeah, so
we did do our
we talk a little
post-game
bit
show,
about the
but some
game.
of our listeners may not have been able to chime in, so we're still talking about the game.
Coming out
48 to
party for
18.
one diminutive wide receiver that we should talk about.
Absolutely. You're going to continue to get the gaslight trail.
The gaslight.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You can't. Well, you came in gaslighting me with Efton Chisholm the whole show.
I'm sincere. I'm not gaslighting.
No, I know. I know you are.
Yeah.
I'm
sincere.
That's
gaslighting is when you're
gaslighting.
pulling the wool over somebody, right? Or,
Yeah, you're it's big therapy speak.
yeah.
Paul's been on the Instagram.
He's
watching
triggered by
video.
gaslighting. All right, but anyway, so we're going to talk Patriots. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. So let's start with Friday night. Let's start, you know what? Let's start with the statue.
Yes.
Yeah.
How else would we get to the photos circulating of you and Brady?
Oh, gee, that's
Good,
right.
Alex.
Yeah. But that was how the night started out, was the unveiling of the statue. And personally, I thought I like the statue. I think it's really good. I get a lot of people with the pose. I understand where people are coming from there. We have all these iconic moments and poses that are really, ingrained in our memories. But to me, we've got those photos, we've got those videos. I like this because it's unique. It's something new. It's not something recreating something we've already seen. It's something that stands on its own. I heard you, Paul, on one of your shows yesterday saying, they got the face right. That's half the battle with these statues.
I think it's more than half
Yeah.
the battle. I think that's the far and away the most important
Ask
part.
Dwayne Wade and Cristiano
I think
Ronaldo.
the
And a lot of other ones too.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
face is why you don't get like all the emotion because you want to play it safe. I think they took the safe option
Yeah,
with the pose, but that means
probably.
you're going to get the face right.
Right. They got the face right.
Yep.
I get people saying the head's a little bit small. It does. But when you
But also
see
when
it,
you're in pads,
yeah,
that's how those guys kind of
but when you see it in
look.
person, it doesn't look as bad as the photos. Because I went out yesterday. Obviously I saw it that night, but let me look at this again.
Did you sleep there that night? Did you sleep next to the
No, they
trophy?
kicked me out.
The statue?
They kicked me out. Yeah.
Okay.
No loitering.
But I looked at it. Does not look as small in person as it might to some people in photos. It's a good photo. It's a
good.
good statue. It's
a good statue,
It's going to be
I
there
agree.
forever. I think it's something that we should be proud of. And I can tell you, he really liked it.
The photos don't
Brady
do-
really liked it.
The photos don't do the statue justice because there's so much detail.
Not at all.
When you're
Yeah.
in person,
The
like
knee
they have
brace.
the knee brace, like the Under Armour on the cleats, the socks over the cleats. Like they got a lot of stuff right.
I think most people who are critiquing it haven't seen it in person, and
Right.
that's a big issue. To me, when I saw it, it was just such a marvel that like someone created this. Like someone literally etched into bronze and made the. I don't know. I don't have nearly enough talent, I feel like, to criticize
On
it.
Patriots.com, and I think on Patriots YouTube, there's a behind-the-scenes making of the statue. I highly recommend watching that because you get a little insight into what you're talking about, how the process worked. And it's quite the process.
Yeah.
It really is.
It would
From-
just give you just a greater appreciation
Yeah.
for what it took to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a piece of fine art.
Yeah, and I know, and again, going back to the post, I get it. I think, because I talked to the people that were involved, they said, like, they thought about putting a helmet on him. And they said, no, let's not put a helmet on him and hide him. So that
He's too
took
pretty.
away, like, half the iconic moments right there. With the Lombardi, we all remember after 2014, holding up the Lombardi. There are issues with, like, the Lombardi family owned the rights to promoting the Lombardi. So they wanted to avoid any problems that might be. So that took away that one. But I think at the end of the day, I think they decided, let's just do something unique. Let's do something that is, different from all those things that we remember. Because we've got all those photos and videos. Let's do something that stands on its own. And I think they nailed it. I think it's a good statue. It's one that over time, I think even the people that are, grumbling about things, they'll come to like. And I recommend seeing it in person. I really do.
I mean, the ceremony was crazy because at first I didn't expect that many people, but also people were paying to get into the Hall of Fame to watch behind the glass to get a better seat. Like,
It was really an incredible sight to just do a 360-degree spin, and every rafter someone could be hanging off of, fans were congregated on. Like you said, you look at the window of the Hall of Fame, it's packed with people inside. I mean, it was like a little overwhelming.
And I will
pregame
tell
at
you also,
first.
there were a lot of people that went into the game very early and just watched it.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law and sister-in-law were among those, and they said they were not alone. There were a lot of people
The
that
harp-
went in just to watch it on
Yep.
the
The
screen.
harp up in Patriot Place, their little rooftop deck was packed, and then you look at the bridge in the north end zone, mobbed with people. Like it was
Cross
so
Pavilion.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool. It was
SI
really
Pavilion.
it was really special to
I'm
witness.
a little biased on this. Freddie and I, are part of the Hall of Fame committee, and I just feel like that venue there is one of the best things that we do.
Yeah.
When we do the Hall of Fame ceremonies and that's a great look. And just the way you just explained it, Alex, with
It's
the
incredible.
360-degree view, people all the way up the stairs.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't necessarily have to have like a front row seat. It's not like, you're stuck in the 300s trying to see your favorite rock band.
Right.
This is a ceremony you just want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I think that whole plaza is one of the best things that we do.
Yeah, it's like
Every year.
It's like the Vatican.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's cool that
I was being serious. And this
Well,
guy's
no,
like
but
turning
you
it
have
into the
you have
Vatican.
that plaza in front of the Vatican that everyone gathers.
yeah,
in.
it was a religious experience for Patriots
Yeah.
fans, I think. I think
this
it
is where I
was
have to cut ties with everybody. It's like a statue.
it
all right,
was
people?
cool that obviously Brady deserves a bigger Hall of Fame ceremony, but that's the tradition, right? To have it in that plaza.
Right. No, you
so
couldn't
with the
do Brady,
statue,
yes.
he still got to have that moment,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and now that statue will forever, like, you have to go past that statue to get to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think
love
that's
it. I love it
symbolic
too. And I can tell you as a fact,
a
more
really cool
people
event.
watched the live stream of this ceremony than did the live stream last year of his induction.
yeah. Well, Celtics weren't playing, so
Yeah, they
in a
weren't-
playoff
they
game.
They weren't in the finals.
Yeah. True. I forgot about that. But
still.
Yeah, over,
And
Yeah.
it was, 15 minutes?
yeah,
Yeah.
15,
As
20
opposed
minutes.
to
Yeah.
2 hours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes it a little easier to watch.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really cool event. I thought they did it well. I didn't see any major issues that stood out to me. I'm not exactly the most, technically savvy guy, so I wouldn't really notice a lot of mistakes if I
Yeah.
saw them. But we were in here getting ready to do the pregame show. We had
Yeah.
it up on the monitors. We were watching it.
No,
It
I was up in the
it was
press
great.
box watching it on my laptop and on TV, and it was great. It was.
I was out on the
good night.
plaza, and even some
Alex was out
commander.
in the plaza.
Plaza.
Were you out there too,
I
T?
was.
Of course he was.
We were with
I
the
was
unwashed. In
covering
here.
the
Morel, where were
story.
you? Right here.
Yeah, we're doing our jobs.
Anyways, all that to say, it was cool because Dietrich Wise and John Jones came out to watch it before the game, but it wasn't just them. There were other Commanders
yeah.
players kind of lingering, and then just people from the Commanders organization.
That is cool.
And
I hadn't heard
they
that.
were like just looking around, marveling because I don't know. It's Tom Brady won, but I don't
Commanders
think
haven't had a moment like that
they
before.
have.
Well, there's some
been a
great
while.
They've
players.
had great players, but I mean, maybe in those people's lifetime working for the
Yeah.
team, I think they couldn't believe how many people it drew and just seeing the production that it was
Yeah.
and how cool of an event. Like they were definitely like looking around like this is pretty rad, which was a cool aspect to me.
I think that's when we're at our best, this
Yeah.
organization, when we do things like
I
that.
agree.
Yeah.
That the ceremony and Tom Brady night, like easily top 3 highlights of my career here. Just really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was good. You know, and we welcome your thoughts about it, whether you were there or you saw it on the stream or just saw the recaps afterwards. Your thoughts on it?
And I'd be curious, not just what your thoughts are on the statue, but your thoughts on the ceremony. If you watched it, what you thought of, you know, because like I said, it was quick, 15 minutes or so, or maybe a little longer than that, but not much. And I just thought it was well done. The production was really good. The video was great. And I know the guys worked really hard on that, putting that together during the course of the week. So I just would be curious to see what people's thoughts were on the ceremony as well as the statue.
Yeah, and I'd be interested people's thoughts on what's next. You know, Bill, obviously, but like, what kind of pose do you have for him? You know, what is Bill?
Full hoodie.
Full hoodie with it on?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
No, I don't think it. No, I think for the same reason you don't put a helmet on Brady, you want to see his face, you know? So,
Do you?
yeah, well, do. Anyway, so that's on. And then the game started, and right off the bat, Trevion Henderson. I
Yeah.
mean, that was electric. That was electric.
It just kind of kept the high going the whole time.
Exactly.
The whole
Right.
time.
Yeah,
Like kick return. Then there was the sideline interview. Like it was a great night.
it really was. It was, and you know, you're putting up 48 points in a preseason game. I know nothing counts, but as Dan Roach said, it doesn't count, but it matters.
Yeah. Well, that was
You know,
also the
Actually,
most
Phil
points.
Perry actually said that. Give credit where credit is due.
Okay, well, I heard Dan say it, so he probably stole it.
Everyone's
Yeah.
just stealing each other's
Yeah.
lines.
He said that on the call on the Sports Hub.
Oh, is that right?
As
Yeah.
he, Bob Sosi obviously was the play-by-play guy, and Phil Perry is his analyst. And as he scored,
Oh, is that right? I thought
Yeah.
Dan Roach was his analyst.
there you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm
that's
sorry
why
to Phil
that's why
Perry.
I'm correcting the record.
Sorry to Phil Perry. He sounded like Dan Roach.
It was I thought it was a great line.
Yeah, it was a
Especially
great
for
line.
a guy. I mean, not that I'm not trying to make it into being rocket science, but
Yeah.
for a guy who doesn't really do that for a living,
Yeah.
he's not a full-time color analyst. And Phil, I think, does a really good job of it. And
Good job, Phil.
and
You
that was a
nailed.
good- that was a good line.
You nailed that. It doesn't count, but it does matter. It matters
Great
for
writing.
his confidence, for the team's confidence. It matters.
No, Alex and I were in the press box. I was like, I can't remember the last time we scored this much, and it was 4 years. Like it was just point after point. Felt good.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Felt great.
Give
Yep.
you some hope.
Vibes are high.
They were.
So a lot of individual, really good stuff. Obviously, when you score 48 points, you have to do something right, both offense and defense. Not everything was perfect. We have to talk about the Drake May play where he fumbled, trying to extend the play. You know, it was. I think that was the learning moment. I think if you talk about like what was the confidence builder, what was the highlight, blah blah. I think the learning moment for that was there's a lot of work to be done in the passing game still, and whether it's two rookies miscommunicating and not handling a stunt correctly, or Drake May just not knowing when to fold them.
Yeah. Good way to put it.
Good learning moment. Good that it happened in the first preseason game. Let's hope that it doesn't happen later. But really a teachable moment for Vrabel and McDaniels there.
Yeah, and I actually asked McDaniels because they were available yesterday. The it was Josh McDaniels and Jeremy Springer plus all the offensive positional coaches. So I asked Josh just how hard that is to you have a guy that has obvious physical skills that not everybody has at that position in Drake May. You don't want to take that away from him. You don't want to turn his athleticism off and have him just, stay within the numbers stay within the lines all the time. But how hard is it for him to straddle that line between trying to play hero ball and knowing when a play is over? And I thought it was really interesting the way he answered it. He brought up the play in practice that we all talked about, that he extended the play and rolled out and he threw that long pass to
early
to Demario
in
Douglas.
Camp. Yeah.
He said if I had sort of beaten that out of him and told him not to extend that play, I'd be kicking myself.
Right.
But at the same time, he really has to do it himself.
Yeah.
Drake May has to learn, like to Fred's point, it's a learning experience. He has to learn when he can do those things and when he should just take the sack and live to fight another play. Turning the ball over puts the team in jeopardy. He turned the ball over too much last year. Your first impression of him this year in year 2 is a turnover, and that was disappointing. And Mike Vrabel said so. At halftime of the broadcast, he said it to Steve Burton. So I do think it's a learning experience, a learning opportunity for Drake May. We'll see if it works.
Yep. So a lot of, one of the highlights of the game for me was Efton Chisholm. I thought he looked really good. Now, I need to see more, obviously. Hopefully this week he'll get some run with the first team against the Vikings in practice, because he was doing it against scrubs.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be good in the NFL, you should have a performance like that against scrubs. But let's see if he can pile on that with some more good plays against the better players.
He's coming
this week.
on in practice a little bit. The practices before the game, I thought he was a little bit more active in, because I don't think he did much the first week and a half or so. And then all of a sudden he started to show up a little bit. Then he had another
on Sunday.
Then he had another good practice on Sunday. But again, I'd like to see it with a little bit higher caliber players around him.
Yep. So we'll look at
But
that.
he's going to have an opportunity. You got Kendrick Bourne has been like a week and a half without practicing. Jalen Polk goes down in the game. Mike Vrabel said he will not be practicing in Minnesota. So the wide receiver room is, I know everybody thinks it's so crowded. It's really not.
It's thinning itself out.
But
yeah.
He's going to get an opportunity. To me, it will come down to whether or not Mike Vrabel wants to keep more than 5 guys. If he keeps 5, I think he's going to be on the practice squad. If he keeps more than 5, I think he has a chance.
Yep. On defense, I think we saw continued good play from Alex Austin.
I agree.
I think he's really cementing his
One
role.
of the better players for the Patriots all summer.
I think he's really cementing. And then, what's his name?
This would be good.
Yeah, this is a good one.
See if I can figure this one out.
Let's start with the position.
Give me a second.
Position.
Woodson.
Craig Woodson.
Craig Woodson.
No.
He's getting more and more opportunities to play with frontline players, but I don't really see it.
You don't see it? Okay.
I don't think he's ready, but there's something going on. That's something we can talk about in this show, certainly. There's something going on with Kyle Duggar where they're not happy with him because he is going down the wrong way on the depth chart, and Woodson is, I think it's just a case of, he's the rookie and they're looking to get him, a role, but I didn't love the game, but I'm more concerned with practice than games. I say that all the time.
Now, I had a fly on the wall, Paul, during your production meeting.
Oh.
And I heard that you were very high on DJ James.
Yeah, I was very high on DJ James.
And he had a good game.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for him is it looked like he pulled a hamstring on Sunday. He left practice early, did not practice Monday. Hopefully he can get out there and practice against the Vikings tomorrow and Thursday. But, yeah, he's been one of – I compared him on the broadcast to the way we looked at Malcolm Butler in 14.
Yeah.
Like just this unknown guy, undrafted rookie, don't know a lot about, but we just keep seeing him out there with frontline guys. Now, there's been no Gonzo and no Carlton Davis virtually every practice. So your best 2 corners haven't played. So now you're starting with 3 and 4. DJ James is out there as like 4 a lot with Alex Austin. You saw a little bit of Marcellus Dial. Then he got hurt. He's out for the year. He's on IR with a torn ACL. So there's an opportunity for some depth pieces at corner. DJ James, in my view, has been the best one of those guys. Miles Battle has shown up a little bit as well, but DJ James, I think, has been the most consistent. And then all of a sudden, Jason McCourty is talking about him, and he comes up with a pick in the game. So you'd like to see if he can continue. Now, this is a guy who is playing with the frontline players. So like we talked about Chisholm, I'd like to see him get more opportunities with starters. James is showing, he's covering Diggs and, those guys at practice every day. So he has gotten an opportunity to play with the starters, and I think he's taking advantage of it.
Richard in Attleboro writes in, the preseason color commentary with the McCourtys and Zolak was great. However, after halftime, the stream through Patriots.com website for some reason lost all audio and seemed to be from an internal camera without the box score. Not sure if this was only my stream needing a reload. Did any other Patriots fans notice this? On a related note, will it be possible for us to watch the game with the McCourty twins and Zolak for all of the regular season games this year?
No.
I find their commentary much more enjoyable. No. McCourty's they're
McCourtys
busy.
have real jobs.
I mean,
Jason
Devin's on
is-
NBC.
Yeah. Jason is, yes. Devin is on NBC Sunday night in America. Football Night in America. That's what it's called. So he's part of their pregame show, and Jason is one of CBS's color analysts. I don't know which.
Yeah.
I think
It's like
Andrew
three-
Catalan, I think, is his play-by-play guy. Him
But-
and Charles
but,
Davis.
But, I was on the blog, and people were like, oh, I'm out of New England. I can't watch the game on the app. How can I watch the game? And I said, you really can't. And then I come to find out that the game was on YouTube anywhere. Like, anyone could watch this game on YouTube. Like, I had no idea. I had no idea.
was it supposed to be?
No, but so I sent
we get in trouble
somebody
on
sent
that?
the link in. I sent it out so people could watch.
Oh.
Like the Patriots YouTuber.
You
Random.
know what? I didn't get a chance, but
don't check it, Frank. Just send it.
no. So if anyone I didn't know that was an option. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so out of town. So this game is going to be Saturday afternoon.
This is national, right?
No,
No.
not this
Not?
one.
No, this isn't a national game.
This one will be the same, like Patriots
Yeah.
preseason television network. So I don't know, maybe Fred can shoot you another link.
Yeah.
But then the last one is going to be
Amazon.
on Amazon. So that'd be available to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have
If you have Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Right. That's a national game. Yep.
So no poly on that one.
No.
Oh.
No, national games. We're out.
Oh, that's right. We're
We
not
don't do 'em.
producing that. Right. Right.
And I won't be on Saturday, but that's for a different reason.
Joe in Vermont about the Brady live stream. He said the live stream on YouTube was great. There was some nice close-ups of the statue and face, as well as some crowd shots so we could see Vrabel. There were a couple seconds of people on the hot mic after the Brady speech, but luckily nothing that needs public apology. Great win and post-game show. Keep up the great work. Yeah, that's right. We debuted Claudia on the post-game show too, Claudia Bellafato. So, new addition.
Bellafato?
Is it photo? Bellafoto?
No, I think it's Bellafato. It's just
Ah.
you kind of accented the T there. Like Newton.
Bellafato.
Balafado.
Bellafato.
Yeah. Again, why?
I'm gonna text her and get the phonetic pronunciation.
No, it's Bellafato.
Okay.
But didn't you think he said Bellafato? Like it just sounded
Yeah,
funny to me.
Bellafato.
Just put a little juice on it.
Yeah.
So you just say
A little
Bellafato.
flair.
Well, you like really enunciated every syllable properly.
All right. Well,
That's good. Well done, Fred. Well done.
get-
It's a
Getting-
fun name. She was
Yeah.
having fun with it.
yeah, I'm getting used to the name and Claudia. I thought she, had a good personality, kind of mixed it up with us pretty well, and I think she'll get better as she gets to know us and
Sure.
feels even more comfortable with us. So looking forward to that, although she won't be here for the Vikings. postgame.
Everybody's just taking games
Yeah.
off now.
She's got a pre-planned wedding that she needs to go
Yes.
to. You young kids with your weddings.
Yeah,
And I
so
got one this
special
weekend, too.
treat for everybody this week. Mike and Evan on the pre and post game show.
And
So
tease.
Mike might not even be able to talk.
And
oh, you're
tease?
coming in?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, gee. So this is what happens. The whole show falls apart. They need multiple people to replace me. No, I am not. I'm actually going to be taking my son to
Calls
college.
flattering himself.
Well, this is what I do. No one else does.
Yeah, no, you got to do that. So Evan's going to actually come back after joint practices on Friday.
Yeah,
so
Evan
that
and Mike both.
Yeah,
coming
both
back.
of them.
They
so
have to
that
fly
can-
commercial.
Yeah. Oh,
Poor
They
things.
got to get back, or I'm hosting.
I'll be praying for them.
so that they can be part of the post-game show.
Yeah, so let's see, 1 o'clock, so 12, 11:45 post-game, pre-game, 11:45 to 12:45, yeah, all right.
So looking
So
forward.
that'll be a special treat. Mike will introduce the show, and then everyone will talk, and maybe Mike and Tisa will get to talk later.
Maybe.
Probably not.
We'll see.
Evan will probably be hilarious in that post-game dynamic.
He's never done the post-game
Yeah.
show before. Yeah.
No, he hasn't been part of those.
Especially if it's a win. Evan after a win is really funny. He's just buzzing.
Even the
Juiced
preseason.
up.
I
I mean, if it's like last week,
He was in a great mood last week.
Well,
he's never seen that many points scored here before.
He was in a great. I'm gonna peel back the curtain here a little bit. He was in a great mood last week because, quote, it was one of the 3 best days of his life when he went out and saw the statue.
Oh, that's why, and it just carried over to the...
And so, well, let me get the
Post-game.
other two: his wedding and the TB12.
I don't even
bet you
know
the
if
wedding
the wedding
wasn't-
is in his
He
top
did not
3.
specify what the others were.
I
but
assume one of them is
Brady
the Brady
night.
Hall of Fame night.
Brady Hall
I'm
of
not
Fame.
getting him in trouble for something he didn't do.
Brady
as
night
my buddy
statue.
Felger likes to
I
say.
think it
We'll
was.
throw him
the-
a bone and we'll say the wedding.
I think it was the day that he first got his subscription to PFF.
And then the day Josh Allen acknowledged his existence.
Yep.
Well, he also had trouble getting the video after the game. Like he couldn't get the film
Oh yeah.
on Saturday. He was very upset.
Oh, man.
Evan might
God
as well be
forbid.
an offensive coordinator or something.
Let's go to Jack in Malden, who's on the hotline. What's up, Jack?
Hey, how are you, gentlemen and ladies? I've been a season ticket holder since my father and before me, since the beginning in the 60s.
Wow.
Nice.
Witnessed a lot since the Crafts took over. They've really put in a winning, situation there. But I got to say also at the same hand, we're paying the highest prices in the whole NFL for tickets, right? We used to have 60, now we're down to 4. What do you think? You got any ideas of what we can do to keep it from continuing to climb and make it reasonable? I mean, I like to give them out to kids in the neighborhood. They can't afford them to go to these games anymore, you know?
I know it's I mean, it's not just a problem here; it's a problem all in sports.
And in all
Yeah.
aspects of the economy.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like
I said, the
prices aren't
highest
going
paid in
down.
the whole
Are we the
NFL.
highest in the NFL?
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
maybe when you
I mean,
include the food and
They're
everything.
one- I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. They're one of the more expensive.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I think the New Yorks are more expensive, and I think San Francisco might be more expensive. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get the point.
No, I know,
but
Jack.
they're not going the other way.
Yeah, the problem, you know, if the team stinks for a long time, maybe the price will go down. But you don't want that, you know. So
Why was I not informed of this? There's a new edition day in
yeah.
Boston coming
Thanks for
up.
the call, Jack.
Well, I just saw that with the Commanders, like their prices are going way up because the season they had last year. But that's what it takes when your team's good. Gonna happen.
Well, they also need to grease those skids because they're going to be building a
New
new
stadium.
stadium.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
those prices are going to be whoop,
Yep.
way up,
Yep.
way up. So they want to soften that blow.
August 30th, Alex, you going? New edition day
August 30th.
in Boston.
You want to come?
I might.
Want to do a
have
field trip?
I might have to drive in for that.
Eldred's in North Carolina. What's up, Eldred?
Hey, fellas. Hey, Alex.
Hi,
I
Eldred.
wish I could blow the horn, but I'm getting loaded, and if I do, them workers going to jump like crazy.
Okay. So you getting loaded? Do you
Oh, I thought he said he was getting
Are-
loaded.
He's
as
not
in
getting loaded.
drunk.
He's loading the
do
truck.
you come off the truck? Are you allowed to come off the truck, or do you have to stay on the truck when they're loading?
Stay in the truck on most places.
Yeah.
And some places, they make you come inside, take
Yeah.
your keys, take your wallet, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, some
What
places.
are you hauling this week?
What I want this week,
Yeah.
I'm going to be like Mike. I want Drake to show that killer instinct. He didn't show it in North Carolina. I want him to show that killer instinct, you know. Because B-Ball going to come after him, B-Flow going to come after him, and I just want to see what he's going to made of.
You think
But I
Flores
think
is
it
going to
was-
come after him?
Oh, most definitely. He came after, you see last weekend?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, and there was a lot. I'm glad Eldred brought that up because it's a little different for a joint practice against that kind of a scheme because that's the way Minnesota plays. They play kind of an unorthodox style defensively, and they're very aggressive. So it's not like Brian Flores can sit there and say, "Well, we're just going to go vanilla." Well, that doesn't do them any good. That's
Right.
not how they play.
You have to practice like you play.
Right. So
Exactly.
I do think that they put a little bit more attention on preparing for some of the things they'll see with the Vikings than they normally would heading into a joint practice. And Garrett Bradbury talked about it. Obviously, he spent a lot of years with
I was
Minnesota.
going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. If you
No, I was saying he mentioned that he's seen, he was obviously with the Vikings for a number of years. He's seen teams come in for joint practices without a plan.
and get embarrassed.
Right.
So I don't expect the Patriots to get embarrassed because I think that they'll be more prepared.
As I
for
was
it.
walking here, I was going, they were on the lower fields and doing a walkthrough, and it looked like they were running off cards. And
Yeah, they were definitely running off cards yesterday too. So I do think. I don't want to say they don't ever run off cards before preseason games, but I think there might be a little bit more attention to it for this particular one because, as I said, Flores is a little bit different than most
Yep.
Got one more
most schemes.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, one more question. Hey, Paul, to keep me and your guy, John Giles, on the roster, Trey Bourne, put Polk on IR for the rest of the year, or put them both on IR the rest of the year?
For John Giles, put him on IR. Did you say?
No, put Polk on IR.
Oh, I think that could happen.
Hurt this
Yeah, I think that could happen. I would go with 5 receivers and put, I like John Giles. I really do. And he was on the practice squad a little bit last year. I would keep him around. And I would keep Efton Chisholm around too, as developmental guys. Yeah.
That'd be where you get Chisholm and Polk, Chisholm and Giles and Baker on the roster. Put those two on IR, or trade one and put Polk on IR. That's how I figured it.
Yeah, but you still have the other 5 guys that aren't going anywhere, in my view. Diggs, Douglas, Booty,
Williams.
Hollins, and Williams.
Yep.
Those 5 guys, you still have 5 receivers. None of those guys are going anywhere. So,
You don't think they're gonna go 7 with the injury?
well, they could go
Hollins,
7 if they
maybe
want to, but I don't think that's a good use of roster space, to be honest with you. I think you could put
All right.
those 5 on the roster and put Chisholm and Giles on the practice. You have 16 spots on the practice squad. I think that's where you figure out game to game. You might have a matchup that you like more than others. Maybe a guy gets banged up. We haven't seen Diggs yet really, in the game. So
Right.
maybe
Right.
there's starting him a little bit slower in terms of contact.
Yep.
Because remember he didn't come out right away in the joint practice with Washington.
Yeah,
He
That's
he's like
right.
a little
Yeah.
limited.
shortened his load there.
I
Thanks,
wonder
Eldred.
if that'll be the case in Minnesota too.
So if not everybody's up to speed, then maybe that's what you do. You start adding some guys to the roster like Chisholm to get some extra depth.
Will in Lancaster says, I have to write in to give Father Fred his flowers for the oracle that he provided. On Saturday, August 9th, a 70-yard field goal was made in preseason action by Jacksonville, as had been predicted, connection with the divine. But in all seriousness, I saw this highlight on my feed. I immediately thought of Fred's prediction that a 70-yard field goal would soon be made.
Did you say that?
I did.
When?
we were
I
talking
think it was
about
the last show.
Yeah.
It's crazy that doesn't count in my mind. Like,
What shouldn't count?
I don't know.
No stats in preseason should count.
70-yard field goal?
It's a practice.
Okay.
If you hit it in practice, should it count? No. Those games are an extension of practice.
70 yards, though.
Yes, great. So we know he
Do it
has
in
the
a game.
ability.
Do it in a game? I like that.
Yeah, do it in a game.
I don't remember you saying that. I mean, I'm not saying you didn't.
I
just
remember
don't-
talking
I
about
don't remember you
kickers
saying
and just how they're advancing and athletes are
it.
advancing.
Yeah,
and-
that's because that's my.
Oh, I've
I'm a-
said it
I'm a
many
broken
times.
record on that. I don't care
Yeah.
who the kicker is because they're all the same.
No, I've said it
They're
many
all
times.
good.
I said it won't be long before a 70-yard field
I don't
goal.
think
remember
any
that.
element of football has improved over the years as much as kicking.
yeah.
When Fred and I, were kids watching football games, it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like anything. Like
Yeah.
you never knew if a guy was going to make one. Now it's like
These
it
guys
used-
are specialized
It used to be if
now.
a guy kicked a 50-yarder, you'd stop the presses. Like,
Right.
now it's like out to 60.
Didn't Parker
If it-
Roma hit a 57-yarder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
now
if
the
you-
kids have specialized kicking coaches at high school, and it's a means of them getting to the NFL,
right.
like long
They're
snapping.
just so good. The
Yeah.
kickers are so accurate.
They're going to narrow the goalposts? That coming soon?
So Andy said that. Andy Hart said that yesterday. Oh,
I
no,
don't
it
think
might
they
have-
should
might have
do
been
that.
Mike
I think
Giardi.
they should
Either.
raise the uprights so
Well-
that you don't have the guessing.
I just
Yeah.
said, well, why? I said, why should they? Mike Giardi, I think, said that. He goes, it's time to narrow the goalposts. I said, why? Because they're too good. I said, should you, eliminate the ability to throw 5-yard passes because they get completed 95% of the time?
Right.
Screens and dump offs, they never go incomplete. So should you eliminate that because they're too good at it? He didn't have an answer. It's much like when I have the arguments by myself. But yeah, I think the kicking is just really good.
Yeah. Well, like 3-point line, isn't there talk about like either
Moving it
making
back.
that back or I've heard in the past thoughts of raising the rim in NBA to 12 feet.
I haven't heard raising the rim. I've heard changing the dimensions of the court.
Yeah. Oh, to make it bigger.
Make it a little bit bigger.
Because all they
and
do is 3-pointers now.
push the 3-point line back a little bit. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. This is
Alex would be better on that. She's big into the Celtics.
Dan in
now.
Virginia and Michigan. I usually agree with Paul, but perhaps never have I agreed with him more than with his take last week on In-N-Out Burger. It's built up as a life-changing experience, but it was just okay. It was like McDonald's if McDonald's was actual food.
Okay.
Was May's lack...
In-N-Out Burger's better than McDonald's.
In-N-Out's a great value.
Listen,
Shake Shack is the better tasting
Don't
burger.
knock McDonald's.
I'll die on
McDonald's
that.
is
I will.
McDonald's is solid.
McDonald's
But you
gets
gotta
the
get a
job
good
done.
Knocking-
McDonald's.
It's solid.
It's inconsistent. When it's good, it's great.
The
but
McDonald's-
But you said it's better than
inconsistent.
McDonald's.
The McDonald's by the
In-N-Out
casino.
Burger is better than McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know.
So which one?
The Everett McDonald's by the casino, top tier.
Do you know how many times I've been to that McDonald's?
How many?
Fat guy in a little coat. I've been
Not
to
lately.
McDonald's like 4
It's
Not
million
lately,
times.
though.
So good.
Why is it better than the average McDonald's?
just-
But just because it's from a casino and Teese is probably half in the bag.
Yeah,
when you
right.
go.
Exactly.
Anything
Everything
would
tastes
taste
good
good.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. Like the one across from the stadium, that's a good McDonald's. They're like good McDonald's and bad McDonald's.
That's true.
Like
The Soldiers Field McDonald's,
I don't
the
know
one
if I've
near,
had a bad McDonald's.
Like you don't,
I always thought one of the best McDonald's was in North Reading.
really.
the Plymouth McDonald's.
Worth driving
The best
to?
one I had was in a Walmart at a rant in Connecticut, it was either near Foxwoods or
Mohegan?
Foxwoods or Mohegan, and it's a random Walmart, and the McDonald's is inside. Best I've ever had.
The one off Mass Cast, don't go to that one.
Okay.
Well, that's for different reasons. End up on meth mile.
Dan also says, was May's lack of passing in last week's preseason game due more to him or the pass catchers? Is there any concern that May might play tentatively due to thinking that the O-line is still playing like it did last season? How long before we and May can get an accurate sense of the O-line's play?
I think I don't know if I understand exactly what the question is. The first part was about like the receivers getting open, which I think was a little bit of an issue. I talked to Evan about this because he was breaking down the tape. And again, we're talking about 14 plays. Drake May was on the field for 14 plays. So let's not try to paint this out to be this major area of concern because the passing game wasn't great. But I asked him, what did he see on those 2 short throws to Henderson? What did Evan see downfield? And he didn't see many opportunities. There was some line of thought on the first run that he had that maybe Douglas was open down the field and maybe he missed him. And where he scrambled kind of took Douglas out of the realm of possibility. So I thought there was some issues getting open right away in the game. I thought the pass protection was decent.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I wasn't perfect, like Fred said, and the 2 kids got fooled on that stunt, the TE stunt that got to May on the sack. But I thought he had time there was one in particular he dumped off to Henderson. Do you remember this, Tease?
Is that the one with
It
Campbell?
was a short little one. I thought he had time. He looked downfield. He kind of went through his progressions, didn't like anything, and just dumped it off.
Yeah.
Took the profit, as Josh
Yep.
McDaniels used to say.
Yeah. Works.
I didn't really have an issue with that, but yeah, it's going to take some time to trust everything. And don't forget, Diggs wasn't out there. Diggs
Right.
is the best
Yeah.
receiver they have.
Right.
He'll
Right.
call
And
attention.
Hunter Henry wasn't out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Was the dump off the one with Campbell lead blocking? The little scamper?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it was the other side of the field.
Santo writes in, says, I was a little disappointed with the statue. I did not see it in person living over 5,000 miles away in Maui, and I'm sure it is impressive to most, but Brady should be holding a ball. It's like a Minuteman statue in Lexington without a musket. Should be holding a ball.
I kind of agree. But I'm not disappointed. I think it was good. I think everything about the night was good. But I would have picked a different pose.
Yeah. A lot of people agree with you.
I think they went with the safe option, like I said before. Like, the bar is, you just had to get it right, and I think they did. They went with the safe option.
The more I thought about it, the more I like that they didn't just copy a photo.
Yep.
Say, okay, here's a photo. Let's just do this.
Yep.
You know, it stands on its own. It's its own thing. So, you know, like we were talking, like, you think Bobby Orr, you think of one thing, the dive. So that's the statue that they made. But now it becomes, the statue is more the moment than it is the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let the man stand on its own.
Yeah.
What's the Auerbach one? Is that from like a specific moment, or is it just him chilling, smoking a cigar?
See, I love that one.
Me too. It's perfect.
Like, what would Red Auerbach look like sitting on a park bench with a cigar? I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
But that was him sitting on the bench after winning championships. When the game was over, he would light up the cigar.
Yeah.
But
Iconic.
like, is it an iconic
what I like.
particular picture, or is it just like that was him?
I
He
don't
always
know
did that.
I think it was him, but I don't know enough about each individual year that they won all those titles. I didn't. Obviously, wasn't even alive.
But the helmet off limits your options, too, if you do.
Yeah, I would have had the helmet on. I like him standing in the pocket throwing a pass.
But then you can see how pretty his face is.
Sure you can.
Not really, though.
Yeah, no,
It
you
covers his
can't.
bone structure, and that's
Well,
kind of a big thing.
Him sitting on the bench for 51, that'd be a good one. Helmet off,
should
people
have
sit
been
next to him.
He should have been while he was delivering the honor speech.
Yeah.
That would have been iconic.
There you go.
Whose honor?
Your honor.
Your
family's
Can you
honor.
just give me what I'm looking for next time? Make me drag it out of you.
Josh in Atlanta, Friday's post-game show gave us a new drinking game. Take a shot every time Fred subtly mentions Efton Chisholm to get under Paul's skin.
Thank you.
I counted at least 10. Safe to say I had a boozy evening. Also, I think I've been promised 3 T-shirts in the last year. Matisse, please do me a solid and ship one my way.
We'll ship you 3.
I'll donate the other 2 to Christian in L.A. He needs the wardrobe update.
Oh.
Email your address. I got this pile going right now.
Why does he need 3?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's
Trivia
been good
back
at
in the
trivia.
day.
Yeah.
Speaking of
emails.
Christian, Chris with a T-I-A-N in Boston is on the line. What's up, Christian?
The real Christian.
Hello.
The original OG Christian.
That's right. I made my bones while Christian LA was shopping at Lululemon.
That's right.
Matisse took offense to that.
That was a lot of fun Friday, all the way around. Brady, post-game show, the game itself. It's fun again. You have hope.
That's a great way to put it.
Look forward to watching these games, and you look at all the players. You look at Henderson starting the game off like he did with the kickoff return. It was great. I went to the joint practice last Wednesday with Patty. That energy was there. You guys mentioned it. Place was jammed, and it's just great. It's a great feeling, and it's going to be fun when we get to December and in January this year, and the games, I'm hopeful, will matter. And I really think they will. So just all the way around, really great. And it's, we're back, baby. We're back. We haven't won a game yet, but we're back.
We're back, baby. Yeah. All right, Christian.
All right.
Thanks for calling in.
Be good, bud.
Appreciate it. Rick in Dallas writes in, just wanted to drop an email about an article I was reading last week on musket fire. I found it on Bleacher Report. About halfway through the article, they quoted Evan Lazar as a top analyst for Patriots.com, and I just wanted to congratulate Evan on ascending to elite status in the media. I'm just waiting for Evan to start rolling into the podcast 20 to 30 minutes late, wearing sunglasses and some kind of fur boa. He'll have an entourage of lackeys shuffling around him, bringing water and various fruits. He'll probably spend most of the podcast on his phone negotiating book deals and movie rights to his life. Of course, I'm picking on him a little bit. It was just fun reading through an article and finding such a gushing ramp up to his quote. P.S. Please try to fix the sound. You guys are quiet on YouTube, and every time it cuts to an ad break, which is frequently, the jump in volume practically breaks my speakers. We can't control those. Those ad breaks on YouTube come from YouTube. They don't come from us. So talk to YouTube.
Blame YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we don't frequently cut to ad breaks. We
No.
only have one.
No, but YouTube does.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So sorry about that, though. And they say, well, I do other things. And all right, we're not good. Listen to it on Patriots.com.
Why are you allowed to argue with yourself, but when I do it, it's frowned upon?
Because I'm insane. There's a piece of paper that says I'm insane somewhere.
I think we know.
Yeah.
Clinically?
Yeah, exactly. What else?
Oh, quick response.
Huh?
Quick
Christian
response.
LA.
Uh-oh.
The fake Christian.
Well,
is
we'll have to
already
wait
responding.
because Mike in Puerto Rico is first. What's up, Mike?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Fred, kind of an off-the-topic question. I have all of the 3 Games to Glory DVDs. I mean, productions, because some of them are DVDs and some of them are Blu-ray. Is there any way to get those streaming or on a download? Because right now, like I used to like to watch the games, the DVDs right before the season, but now I don't even have a DVD, so I can't even get into those anymore.
I hear you.
Have you guys ever considered that?
I know the last 2 were made as downloads. Those were made available as downloads. So the ones prior, I don't know.
If you guys did it.
What's that?
I would repurchase it as a package if you guys put it out.
See, the problem with 3 Games to Glory is the Patriots don't own the distribution rights to that. Yeah, because it's all NFL films and all that. So the distribution rights, I can't remember, but it's like one of those big organizations. I don't think it was Turner, but it's so the Patriots can't just all of a sudden make it
Release
available by download. But what I would do is talk to some tech genius. You can take those DVDs and you can upload.
And rip 'em?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can rip them and just save them to your hard
You could
drive.
do that, but can't you even get like a DVD player for like $20 now?
Yeah, you can.
Like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Just have it just to play your Patriots DVDs.
I think there's services that do that too. Like I know you can do it with like home DVD, like home video
Yeah.
DVDs and VHSs. You can have
Yeah.
them digitized. So
Yeah.
just roll up and be like, "This is my family album, and it's 3
Yeah.
Games to Glory."
Yeah, I got to get the 1986 North Shore League All-Star game
There you go.
off a VHS tape that I have.
We talk about that's an awesome way to get prepped for the season. Just run back all the 3 Games of Glories. I might do that myself.
Yeah, I'd like to do another one someday.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Freddie, I'd like to do another one someday.
All right, Christian in LA. What's up, Christian? What nonsense do you have for us today?
Yeah, no nonsense. I was listening. I heard you, Paul, the real Christian. I am the real Christian. And to Christian out in Patriots land, what's up with the Christian on Christian crime, brother? I thought we were supposed to stick together. And no, I do not need a T-shirt because, yes, my Lululemon wardrobe is complete and fine. Thank you very much, guys. So, on to football. For the statue for Tom, I would have loved seeing him in his, let's go phase, where he puts his finger up and says, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That would be ultimate for me. For a Bill statue, I would love him with the hoodie, but with "do your job" written on the front of the hoodie, and that famous last line that he kind of renders to Patriots Nation. And then I like this John Giles kid. I would like to see a lot more of him because of his size and speed. Is there any chance that, I know you guys are high on Efton Chisholm, but we don't really need him, that we can give John Giles a little more love? And stop coming after Christian in L.A., guys out there.
All right, thanks, Christian. Now, there's only Chris with a T-I-A-N is the original Christian. Christian L.A., we love you, but there's, he's the original. Let's face it. Come on. Adam in Louisiana writes in, I think the Brady statue was good. They got his face right, which is the most important. He didn't end up like Dwayne Wade, so that's a win to me.
Absolutely.
I do think it could have been better if they went with a more passionate facial expression. I know in the detailed video of the statue they said they wanted a stoic expression, but that's not who Brady was. His whole personality is his passion for the game, and it seems it's missing. As a side note, he's trying really hard to be comedic in his speeches, but it just feels forced. I think he wants to be what Peyton Manning is, but it's just not him. Okay? So,
I think that last
critiques
part,
all around.
I think that last part there's some validity to, because
The fake phone call
is tough.
from Bill.
but Peyton is pretty good at it. and I don't think Tom is great at that.
Yeah.
I think he tried to go, like an extension of the roast, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Barton Poland, excited for the joint practices, especially for our defense. For me, Minnesota has the best offensive infrastructure, roster plus coaching, around the QB in the whole NFL. If McCarthy is an adequate quarterback, then I have them as my favorites to reach the Super Bowl from the NFC. So it'll be very nice to see how our team looks against a proper opponent. They did well
He's
against...
never played a game.
He looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, I don't...
They did well against Washington, but I don't see them at the same tier as Minnesota talent-wise, besides the quarterback, of course.
I think the Minnesota talent is a level up of what Washington had, but I think J.J. McCarthy is...
Unproven.
Yeah, he's never played a single game.
Has Jefferson been suiting up or kind of just doing the training camp, just get me to week 1 vibes?
I don't know. And I also don't know how much you'll see of Addison because he's going to be suspended the first few games.
And then Rondale Moore hurt his knee in the game last week, so...
But they do, the email is right. The talent for Minnesota is there. I don't know if I'd put them in the favorite cat. I don't think they're as talented as Detroit. And I don't think there is I think they're on par with Green Bay, but I think that could go either way. And they're certainly not as talented as Philadelphia in the NFC. Would you agree, Fred? I know you have a good read on these things.
I'm forwarding Alex an email.
Oh.
Thank you.
What was the question?
I would say that Minnesota is a very talented roster, I would say. I don't know about the quarterback, but in terms of, in the NFC, I would put them a notch behind Detroit for sure, probably on par with Green Bay, and certainly behind Philadelphia in terms of talent.
Right now, yeah. I think San Francisco's going down.
San Francisco is more talented, too. That's a good point. They'll be back in it this year. Now, the Rams, I think, are in a little... just was on Twitter now, and Stafford again doesn't look like he's practicing today. Backs those are tricky things. If he can't go, then they become sort of average.
Yeah,
if he can somehow, they're managing this, and he's going to be ready to go. The Rams will be heard from too.
Yeah.
The Rams came the closest out of any of them for beating Philadelphia last year.
Yeah.
But if you can get really good odds on Minnesota to get to the Super Bowl, that would be a good play.
I don't think they got much of a shot.
Okay.
Not with an unproven quarterback.
All right.
You got to see it. You'll figure out pretty soon, I feel like, with him.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, they could get in the middle of October, and I'll be like, geez, I was worried for nothing. He looks great.
Yep.
But I don't see it.
Jack in Ann Arbor. I'm writing to beseech the PU team to acknowledge that Will Campbell's performance in the first preseason game, as well as in training camp, has finally dispelled any lingering doubts about whether Will Campbell is good enough to play left tackle in the NFL and deserve to be picked overall, 4th overall. Doesn't it feel great to have complete confidence in our left tackle? Do you agree? No, I guess not. I'm with her. I'm with Jack in Ann Arbor. The kid's going to be fine.
It's very encouraging.
Leaning that way.
I'm very encouraged.
Have you watched any of the practices?
Yes, I have.
Did you hear him getting screamed at yesterday by the coaches?
That's fine. You're going to get screamed at. That's all right. You think he's going to be perfect?
I am nowhere near that level of confidence.
I loved the play with him lead blocking. That got me hyped up.
How about the sack?
That's fine.
Did you like that?
We're worried more
like
about
that.
pass blocking. And I think he's going to be good. He's going to be good.
If you ignore the bad plays, then he will be good. Because he's going to make a lot of good plays, too.
Yeah.
So if you ignore the bad ones, he'll be good.
He's going to be solid. He's going to be our left tackle for many, many years.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Are you
But
encouraged?
nothing I've seen yet would tell me that that's going to be the
So
case.
you're not encouraged?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
What do you give him for camp so far? Like a grade?
Like a C+.
I was going to say a B.
Okay. B.
But I didn't.
C plus is close. It's close enough.
C's get degrees.
Thank you, Will.
Dave in Bethlehem, how will touches be distributed among running backs? Could Stevenson's days be a sign of things to come? Days off. Could his days off be a sign of things to come? And could Westover play fullback?
Westover could play fullback. Yeah, he's done a lot of that, especially recently. Stevenson, I don't know what the deal is the last 2 days. I thought he ran really well Friday night.
Yeah, me
I thought
too.
all the running backs
I thought
were
they all
impressive
did well.
Friday night.
Gibson had a couple good runs. I think he's going to fit well in the offense. we didn't see a lot of like pass catching from him, and I feel like when he came in, that's what he was touted as. So with Josh, I don't know. It seems like it's going to change. I feel like running back is like probably the least of our issues right now.
Yeah.
I think it's the strongest group that they have on offense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about this on one of my shows yesterday, Freddie. That would be my pick. Running back is the best position
Second
group
that.
on offense.
Definitely second that.
But I don't know what Stevenson's injury status is right now. I don't like the idea of Henderson being in a bigger role than what it looks like he's going to have, which is like, you know, spot plays, you know, third downs, pass catching, you know, some occasional runs out of shotguns. You know, I think maybe toss sweeps. You know, I think his speed to the pylon is going to be evident. He's electrically fast. I mean, he is unbelievably fast. So they'll use him. I think he's going to have a really good rookie year, but I don't like the idea of saying, well, he's better than Stevenson. Let's make him the number one guy. I don't want 250 carries out of him.
I think that's just knee-jerk reactions to Henderson's performance in camp and then what we saw in the game. But I don't know. I think Ramondre could have had a touchdown early in the game on Friday. He was wide open in the end zone. Then I think Drake targeted Austin Hooper, and it was incomplete. Hooper was in coverage, and then it was 3rd and goal, and then Drake ended up running it in anyways. But that play, 2nd and goal, I saw Ramondre wide open in the end zone. So maybe if he's targeted then, we're not really having this discussion because but who knows?
But Stevenson,
Stevenson's
I
still
could definitely
dropping
see,
the ball.
to the emailer's point, Gibson looks like he might be inching toward getting at least as many carries as Stevenson.
Yeah.
I think they like that. I think they like what they've gotten out of Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think Gibson is the perfect complement to the running back room because he can back up either
Does
one
a
of
little
those
of
guys.
both.
Yeah.
All right. My food's here. We'll take a break. More calls and emails coming up in the second half of Patriots Unfiltered.
Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/OneRate for details. Exclusions apply.
How we doing? Oh, shoot.
As we get going here, how is Drake continue to progress in your offense, and just sort of where do you see him at this point?
Yeah, I think we make progress every day. He's done a lot of good things, and then to me, the greatest part about training camp is you have a opportunity to see different things, experience things you've never experienced, either with the group that you're out there with or within our own system. Against different defenses, our defense, Washington, Minnesota this week. And all of those, to me, are super valuable for us in terms of his growth in the system and our offense's growth together. So just encouraged by what we're doing every day. I really like the trajectory that we're on.
What's the learning curve been like for him? It's obviously a work in progress, but it's continue to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, he works extremely hard every day to be prepared for each practice. And he's a quick learner, that's for sure. And the biggest thing we've tried to talk about since we got to get on the grass in the spring is to try to limit the number of repeat errors. You know, if we make an error, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing as long as we learn from it and don't repeat it again. So he's pretty quick study in that regard. He's got a great memory. You know, sometimes in football things happen one day and they might not happen again for 2-3 weeks. But you know, you still got to try to process that in the moment and do it when it counts. So just again, excited about him, the whole group, in terms of their willingness to learn from their mistakes and then come out and get better the next day.
Josh, you're starting to get used to what these guys can do. Like you mapped it out, mapped it out, and now you're seeing whether or not it works or not. Is that an ongoing process?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that will probably continue to go on through training camp. And then usually that's going to probably, the evolution of what you do with these guys will continue during the season, especially the first year together. And so I think we've, you know, like today we're trying some new things with different people, you know, and now that we have a better understanding of each guy's skill set, how much they can process, who can play multiple positions, the types of things that they do well on first and second down, may be different than what they do well on third down. In the red zone, same thing. So we're really trying to hone in on what they do well and what they do best, and then continue to try to grow and build from there.
Josh, when you're a quarterback like Drake, you obviously have a lot of playmaking ability. How difficult is it to sort of convince him on that fine line between playing hero ball and staying, just sort of living to fight another day? Is that a tough line to sort of straddle?
Hopefully it won't be a tough line to straddle. I think he's still learning, you know, all of those things. You know, he's like, you know, he's such a gifted athlete. And I think, you know, a lot of guys that play this position that have ability to throw it, but also to move and make plays with their legs and extend plays, they have to find that line themselves, honestly. We can tell them all we want. You know, don't make a bad play, you know what I mean? And I'm going to be the first one in the end zone when he extends a play. And, you know, we all saw the one to pop, you know, early in training camp. And, you know, if I was telling him to throw that away, I'd have been pissed at myself, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, I would say this, he's definitely more aware as we go into this training camp and the next practice and all that. You saw him slide a couple times the other night, which was great. So again, there's a fine line between holding onto the ball too long in certain situations and then doing the right thing to help the team. And those guys that were blessed with that ability, they're the ones that have to go out there and learn how to do that and balance it.
The way he was able to create those legs last year, Josh, was a real threat for that offense. Do you have like a number in mind for you or Mike or both that, like, okay, we don't want to exceed this in terms of carries for him because then we might be asking for trouble?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have that. We haven't talked about that, but I think, you know, he had 400 and some yards rushing last year on no designed runs, you know, so I think the reality is, you know, those loose plays are hard to predict when they're going to come up, you know, like the other night, we didn't call a pass play for him to scramble for a first down, but he did, and it was a good play. So I think he just has to understand when there's nothing there and he has an opening, you know, what to do with the ball. I think he's really improving in that area and understanding his value to the team is when he's healthy. And so I think that's what we're all talking about. So players that have the ability to do both, they have to be smart about it, because when Coach Vrabel always says, you know, we're going to protect the team, you know what I mean? And whether that you play running back and you protect the ball, or you make a great decision off the field, or you're the quarterback and you scramble and you decide to slide, you know, all of those things are protecting the team. And so I think Drake is definitively looking to try to do that, you know, every time he has the ball in his hands.
Josh, apologies if you did.
The Tush question is, I don't know if we've ever asked you this, but play itself. What are your thoughts on it and running it with that context in mind that you were just talking about?
Yeah, I've never done it. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't do it. I think it depends on if you feel like you need that to gain additional inertia and move the ball forward. Obviously, the Eagles are exceptional at it and have been for a few years now. I don't dislike the play. Again, I think each team is probably going to make their own decision. One thing I think it is it's not an easy play to practice in full pads and get good at, because we're obviously not going to create a bunch of scrums on the practice field with our own defense, and risk injuries and those kind of things. So you're going to have to find creative ways to do that if you're going to do it. And I'm sure defending it is much the same conversation. How do we defend this if we're not allowed to dive at the center's legs and, all the things that defenses try to do to stop it. So, we'll look at everything that may help our team win. And, certainly Vrabes will make the final decision on things like that.
Josh, apologies if you've been asked this before, but when it comes to the risk-reward nature of Drake's game, specifically when it comes to extending plays, is there anything you found yourself having to do differently as a coach, knowing you've coached a lot of quarterbacks, but perhaps not one with this particular skill?
Not really. Because I think as a coach, you have to coach each play as if they're not going to run past the quarterback and give him a lane to take off and run with the ball. I think that's kind of a happening, if you know what I mean. It's, you happen to, it's like a hole in one in golf. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are hitting it to go in the hole, but sometimes, I haven't never done it, but every once in a while it'll go in and you'll go, wow, that was great. You know what I mean? So I think, to me, when he scrambles, hopefully it's under the right circumstances. I thought you saw him the other night on a few of those things, hang in a pocket and do the right thing, So we have to coach as if the defense is going to play good defense, and we're going to need to maintain our posture as a passer and try to find the open receivers, which I think he's done a great job of. And again, in training camp, it's hard to simulate those things because, we don't run with the ball a whole lot, and scramble and all the rest of it. So, we'll see. It'll be a work in progress during the season.
Josh, I'm curious. Trevion Henderson, I know his touchdown was more of a special teams play, but just what did you?
We count that as an offensive play too. So.
What did you see on that play, and just what kind of threat and weapon?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody sees Trevion the same way. He's first of all, he's a tremendous kid, awesome individual, really hard worker, smart kid, can process a lot of information. Which allows you as a coach to try to use him in the ways that he should be used. Explosive, I think we all saw that the other night, and tough, physical. So I don't have many negatives to say about Trey, but excited to coach him. We've had some really good players with skill sets that are somewhat like his. Maybe nobody quite as fast as, Vereen was probably the fast. Him and Danny Woodhead were fast, but Trevion's fast. So. Excited to be with him.
Do you see any of that tape at all?
Yeah, he's seen plenty, and now he's putting it on tape too. So we use a lot of practice film to review what we can do better, and obviously we have some things we can use from the past, but certainly trying to get these guys to do it their own selves.
Seems like rule changes at cut blocks have made screens a little bit more difficult to run league wide. What's the key to being able to practice and execute those at a high level?
I think you need to practice them at full speed. So whether it's in a joint practice or some type of a scrimmage situation, I think those are always good. And then, we called a few in the game the other night. It's hard to simulate that in shells without a full speed rush and all the rest of it. When the rushers have to pull off the quarterback, it's not the same. So I think, as many of those as we can practice and work on, I think that's the best situations. Hopefully we can run a few here this week against Minnesota, see how they go. But coaching off of them, and then when we get to the regular season, obviously we'll have an opportunity to do it against real competition each week. And hopefully we know what we're trying to get out of the play. The lack of cutting and all that, I mean, it kind of goes both ways. They're not allowed to cut us on tosses and all that. We're not allowed to cut them on screen. So, it evens out at the end.
Josh, two rookies on the left side. I think our good friend Mike Reese had a stat, hasn't been done in 25 years to start the season. What is giving you the confidence that those two guys can handle what is about to come their way?
I think, the way they work every day certainly is, that's where it starts, and their performance, they've earned that right. This isn't something that somebody just, said, oh, well, it's going to do that without watching them in practice and evaluating what's best for the team. I think certainly Mike makes those decisions, and we're all here to try to support the guys that are in there and try to improve their skill set each day. But I think they've performed admirably. There's going to be some things they're going to learn throughout the course of every game, every practice. And our job is to help them improve. And so that's what we're going to do. We're not going to get frustrated with a mistake here or there. And we're going to make sure that we try to do everything we can to help them get better. And so far, those guys have made progress steadily throughout the course of their time here.
Josh, Garrett Bradbury shoot.
And now, great moments in history.
Final one. Outside of football, I am also an author.
Martellus Bennett.
No.
I'm out.
I care deeply about my charitable foundation. That could be a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
What, Eric?
Who doesn't
know?
know? Yeah, never mind.
Why?
No, never mind. Eric.
And I have a slutty cat, and I like to eat sawdust.
What?
Eric Scalavino.
Yeah.
Slutty cat. Slutty cat.
Good, Cody. Good.
Screw you, Cody. I didn't know that about your cat.
Yeah.
She just
He doesn't let the cat in. I mean, that's the problem.
sleep on the streets.
It's not really his cat.
I do let her in.
But it's not your cat.
Well, she's a stray. I just take care of her.
But why don't you just take her in?
I do let her in.
Get her some
No, I mean make her your
Here we
cat.
go.
Make her your cat. I don't mean just like 5
Cody,
minutes.
Cody,
and
if you were here, I would beat the crap out of you right now.
You know,
Thanks for
like,
starting this nonsense.
take-
Great game, Cody. Good
you know,
job.
like he's trying to play,
No,
could-
he needs to
yeah,
either get
word games with him. I mean,
You shut up too.
make the cat yours. Give the cat a home.
She has a home. She got chewed up ears.
Well,
like
then
a real
she's not a
stray
stray.
cat.
You called her a stray.
She was a stray, and
Now
now
she
she
has
lives
a
in my
home.
house.
She lives in your house now? So you did take her in.
Yeah. Yes, years ago, Fred.
Okay.
Got
That's
her-
not
He
the,
cares.
Yeah.
You got her the shots.
CBS
all the shots.
cares.
What's the cat's name?
Let's not go into.
You don't have a name because you didn't take her in.
I did have.
No,
I
you
do
don't
have
even have a name for the cat.
I do have a name,
What's
and
the name?
I've told you before, and you all laughed.
Nutmeg.
What is it?
No, Mozart.
Mozart.
Mittens.
Mozart.
And you said, of course it is.
Snowball. I said that.
Which
One
movement?
of you did.
Which movement of Mozart?
I hate you all.
That's another great moment from
All right, back here on Patriots I'm getting a little echo. Back here on Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at Patriots.com. It's Alex, it's Matisse, it's Paul, myself, Matt in the booth. Evan and Deuce are on their way to Minnesota. They'll be working hard
Working
hard at the joint practices. And if you're working hard, or even a little bit hard, you want Brunt Workwear. They're based right here in New England. Brunt Workwear makes work boots and apparel that are built for the job site. The gear is comfortable, durable, and named after the real workers in the trades that helped design it. You can even try Brunt out on the job, and if it doesn't blow you away, just send it back, and they'll give you your money back. Now you can save $10 on your first order at bruntworkwear.com/Pats or with coupon code PATS.
Pats.
Brunt Workwear.
You know, it's amazing
was-
that Eric never killed you and me.
Well, that they could
Really
still
not
come.
yet.
Those grudges don't go away.
It's like listening, like you're like really just hammering away at him, and I
But
hear me
why
in the
does he have to
background
be
with my
so
little
vague?
mittens.
Like, why can't he just say, I took the cat in?
He's an enigma. You
Like,
know,
why does everything have to be like this
wrapped in a
mystery?
conundrum.
You know?
Cat.
Just
It's like he's trying to close himself off to being made fun of.
he's too
And then
cool.
by doing so over and
He gets
over and
more of it,
over
yep.
again, then he finally gives it to you, and then it's worse than it would have been.
Do you think the cat's still there?
Yeah, probably.
He said 3 years ago.
Well, they don't last forever.
But I can't see him just getting rid of the cat.
Yeah, no.
You know, I don't know. Maybe the cat was old when he found it. I don't know. My cat's getting up there.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
And he's not dealing with. He knows change is coming in the house. He can tell.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Yeah.
Pat Nagawam, good afternoon. Fred, I just wanted to give you props on the hiring of Claudia as the pre- and post-game show host. She was insightful and kept the train rolling on both shows. I thought she also had good banter between you, Paulie, and Deuce, especially towards the end of the post-game show. We all know you're the kingmakers. Could you also possibly be a queen maker? Well, there was Eric. That was, I didn't say that. Patty did. You see how everything ties together, right? It's good. There's a flow to the show.
Wow.
Nathan in New York.
That was good.
Fred, my biggest takeaway from preseason week 1 is that I like the foundation you're building for the pre- and post-game show. We learned that the new show host is a sharp. She learned how to manufacture a good Paul and Fred argument, and Paul forced her to participate in the good, the bad, and the injured when she tried to pull a no socks and read emails instead of having her own list. Stay on her about that. She's got to be part of the show. I don't want her just reading emails and...
He just told you what I did.
Right. I'm just saying, keep it up. Don't let her pass it off. Like, I want her to have an opinion. Right?
Yeah, that'll go over well.
Yeah. We don't want any...
The old guy bullying the young girl.
No stiff professional
Nothing
hosts.
could go wrong here.
On one critique, Claudia was curious on multiple occasions during the pre- and post-game show and nary a sniff or chuckle from the PU regulars, Mike and Paul. We are counting on you to set the culture for the upcoming season. Please do better. So
it's going to be a problem.
No being
Right.
curious.
He recognizes the problems before they happen. That's good.
No being curious. So good stuff, though. Let's see. Ivan says there's zero chance Chisholm makes it to the practice squad. He needs to be on the 53. I thought he was going to say, right.
That's why I started laughing.
Bourne is cooked. We need to find a suitor or cut him. Also, as talented May is from a physical standpoint, his propensity to channel his inner David Krieg is troublesome.
Craig.
Okay.
You never heard of Dave Craig?
Yeah.
He only played quarterback for about 20 years in the NFL.
I didn't know it was spelled that way. I remember Dave Craig.
Small hands.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Fumbled a lot.
He had a problem with that?
He had a lot of fumbles. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick in Ottawa backs you up. Says the Walmart McDonald's are legendary in Canada.
Really?
So I guess they're really popular in Canada.
I feel like all international McDonald's are good. Germany McDonald's is really good. Even though Jason McCourty made
Munich,
fun
I
of us
went
for
twice.
going there.
Oh, I remember that.
The Guatemala, Antigua, Guatemala McDonald's is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
So you just like go to McDonald's.
I think it's
wherever
like
you are
anthropology.
traveling.
You're like learning about new cultures and the special.
So go to McDonald's to learn about.
It's not the first place I'm going to eat.
Why do I feel like Fred right now?
No, but it is like it is interesting
They're
to
all
see
different.
how
They have different menu
they
items.
handle the same restaurant here
Yeah.
because they're a little bit different. Like the one
Germany
in
had
Munich,
curly fries.
it was much more efficient.
The
Yeah.
chili cheese McDouble.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We did a whole taste test
We
in
did.
Germany, and we walked out of the McDonald's, and it's Jason McCourty, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's all this food you could eat. You're here in Frankfurt. You could get schnitzel, you could get whatever, and you're at McDonald's." And we had to explain to him like
The look he gave me
they're
when I said I was eating a
different.
chili cheeseburger from McDonald's was priceless.
Deuce and I went to Five Guys. I can't
Yeah.
make fun of you guys for going to McDonald's.
No, and I defaulted to McDonald's twice in Munich.
I only went once. I tried a lot of the other food too. There's like really good.
I did have, we went
really
for
good halal food in Germany and kebabs.
Street meat.
Yeah.
There was a couple of different places we went to. That one that we all went, right? That one restaurant. But I forget what I got that night.
Oh, in Germany, in
Yeah.
Frankfurt?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
got
place
like a
was good.
steak with you sent us there
Truffles.
too. I got the truffle steak with the pasta.
I
It was
forget what
excellent.
I forget what I got.
That's the
that
night that there was the red wine incident.
Yeah,
that was the night the guy basically translated the menu for us. Remember, it was all in German.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we had to sort of like look at an app or something to.
No, you just hold your phone
right.
camera
Yeah.
over it and it translates it.
But I forget what I got that night. And I did have lunch and I had schnitzel somewhere. But that's like, I don't think there's anything to
No.
that.
But
It's kind
that
of like a chicken cutlet with nothing
that
on
steak
it.
with
the
truffles,
truffles
oof,
on it,
that was
and
good.
the pasta was delicious.
So good.
That was so good. I really don't like when people do that. I shouldn't do it.
Alex lost a good outfit
What do you got?
that day.
Just
sent an updated one.
I did lose a good
Oh, this-
outfit, but we got it back.
this just
Got
came
the
in.
stain out.
Oh, wait. This,
Break the
this
press.
just in.
No, no, no.
Touchdown. Bob's Discount Furniture just opened its 200th store, and you can join in on the celebration. Hustle to your nearest Bob's to shop the latest styles with top-notch features at everyday low prices, like relaxing recliners, game day ready media centers, dining sets made for halftime snacking, and Bobopedic mattresses designed for resting up before the first kickoff. Plus, you can enjoy free treats, limited edition stickers, and more surprises on Labor Day weekend. So stop in and take a victory lap at Bob's Discount Furniture, the official furniture store of the New England Patriots. 200 stores. Congratulations, Bob Discount Furniture.
Good stuff, Fred. You got that breaking news in.
Yeah.
That was good.
I got
there is more.
I
breaking
got everybody's
news.
attention.
There is more breaking news.
Oh.
There is a minor transaction for the Patriots, although not minor to the people who were involved in it, I bet.
Right.
They made a swap of running backs. The Patriots signed Shane Watts and let go Deneric Prince. And Watts is, let's see, I believe he went to Fort Hays State, Division II. A lot of production there, undrafted rookie. Undrafted free agent. So I bring this up for a couple of reasons. We were talking about Ramondre Stevenson a little bit and how he missed practice time this week. Obviously lost Leon Larison, who was placed on IR. I don't know if we actually mentioned that on the show because that happened over the weekend.
That's true. Yeah.
So they have a little bit of, thinning of the ranks at the running back spot. So they probably want to have someone for these Minnesota practices, an extra guy. So you still have Terrell Jennings, who got some carries in the game Friday night and played pretty well, along with Gibson and Henderson. We'll see about Stevenson. Now add, was it Shane Watts?
Yep.
Did I get that right? Shane Watts.
Yep. Camp bodies. All right, 855-PATS-500. Let's go to Vancouver. Sean's on the line. What's up, Sean? Sean. Can't hear him.
Wow, no Sean.
No
Very-
Sean.
Very unlike Sean.
We could have asked him about the Canadian McDonald's.
How about Nolan in New Hampshire? What's up, Nolan?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey.
My question is Bourne, Baker, and Chisholm. I'm looking for one reason to keep and one reason to cut from the roster for each guy. Thank you.
Bourne, Baker, Chisholm.
Thanks for the
It's
call.
a good game.
Is it the cut or
Yeah.
trade?
One reason to cut and one reason to keep. I would say Baker, the reason to keep would be what Evan always talks about, how he's a little
Upside.
different. He's a little taller, more adept at playing, better straight line speed on the outside. To cut him, I would say, he just hasn't shown the consistency over 2 years
Right.
to warrant a spot. Chisholm, it's pretty obvious the reason you would keep him. It's what Fred talks about, his quickness, his cutting ability in the slot. The reason to cut him would be that kind of redundant. They have a few guys like that. It's pretty small catch radius. With Bourne, you'd be keeping him for his experience in Josh McDaniels' system, in the NFL in general. You'd let him go because he just hasn't been able to stay healthy, and
You know what he is already,
you
too.
kinda, you
A
kind
little
of
bit older too.
kind of tapped out,
Yep.
potential wise.
Yep.
Does that work?
Yeah, works for
Yeah,
me.
mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said. Travis in
Now I
West
feel
Virginia. My favorite thing about the new pre-post host is that she didn't call email electronic mail and didn't say waiting patiently for every call she took. On the post-game show, you guys got very giggly. I will chalk it up to being punch drunk, but your wives might think it was flirty.
Ooh.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. Were we giggly?
I got a lot of this. On.
Did you?
Yeah.
That we were giggly?
No.
Oh. That you were flirting?
Yeah.
By who?
Just a lot of trolls.
Really?
Which I was expecting.
Wow.
What happens when you put the old guy with the young girl?
Wow.
Creep meter goes high.
You're no creep.
That's my lot in life now for the next year.
Kyle and Pembroke, I have 3 hot takes. Takes that I know might be too much for the season and want to get your guys' opinions on them. Caveat, these all assume players remain healthy. 1, his first hot take. Demario Douglas, with his athleticism, will have the most productive season of a Patriots slot receiver in their history. 120-plus catches, 1,600 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Scalding hot.
2, the Patriots will go from having one top 100 player to having 6 this year. Barmore, Gonzalez, Drake May, Robert Spillane, Demario Douglas, and Stephon Diggs.
That's not hot at all.
That's no.
That's
chance.
not hot at
That's
all.
No chance
You agree?
either.
But did you see the top 100 list? They have like Cooper DeJean. Like you just have to have your team has to have a good season. You can get in the list.
Yeah, those guys are not top 100 players. Not all of them, anyway.
It's voted by players. I could see that.
Okay. 3.
6 of them?
Maybe not 6, but
well, that's
you
what he
can do-
said.
That's the
6.
premise.
So you disagree?
No, I'll stand pat. 6.
Okay.
It's like but if you take them all, if you take them all individually, Barmore could be one.
Yes,
for sure.
Okay.
Gonzo. Lock.
Gonzo is one.
Yep.
He's
Drake
already
May,
one.
that'd be
Drake May could be
phenomenal.
one. Spillane.
That's the
tough one.
questionable one. For
Tough
me.
one for Spillane.
I think there's another one.
Diggs?
Douglas
Very
could be
questionable.
tough, and Diggs could be if he has a lot of production.
I think you have 4
Not
that
anymore.
could happen.
I just think there are a lot of players that got on it this year that shouldn't have been on it.
Better chance 2 or 6.
2.
2.
Okay.
I would
Barmore,
agree.
Gonzo,
Captain Obvious.
or Diggs if he has a
That was a
bounce
hot
back.
take.
I don't
though.
think it's why is it obvious?
Yeah, I would say that for any team.
Oh,
It's more likely to have 2 than 6 in the top 10. Right?
I'd have to look at the list.
Okay.
He seems like he's a little bit more up to speed on the
I'd
list than
say-
the individuals.
Cooper DeJean is not better than Gonzo.
Well, you just mentioned
Why, is
one
he
guy.
higher
So
than
is there
Gonzo
more
on the
than?
list?
How many
By
Cooper
like 30
DeJeans?
points, right? By 30 places.
I don't know. I mean, I just said I'm not familiar
You're
with
the only
list.
one that studied this
I need to
list.
get back on the list, but
There's 2 people that care about the list: Tease and NFL Network.
Yeah, Matisse is all into like fake football, like whether it's Madden or lists or Madden ratings or like.
How do you feel about
stuff that's not
electronic
real.
football?
Love it.
Okay.
His third hot take.
Hot take.
The Patriots' offensive line will be a top 16 line with 3 rookies starting on it by the end of the season: Campbell, Jared Wilson, and Marcus Bryant.
Wow.
I can't argue this because I
Top
can't.
16.
I can't rank offensive lines.
But what they do, they do get ranked. And last
But-
year, you have no problem saying that they were the worst ranked line last year.
Well, they were 31st.
Okay, so
But I don't do the ranking. Like I don't.
I don't
rank
say
all the
I didn't
other
say that.
offensive lines.
But do you think for those
I
people?
don't think it will be that good.
Yeah, you
I don't think there'll be a top half offensive line in the league.
All right, that's all you have to say.
But I can't rank it.
Well,
I can't.
other people do.
Right, someone will, and I
Yeah.
won't agree with it if they're in the top half. Unless something.
Oh, he's already setting it up.
Unless something happens that I don't.
But you agree with the 31
vision, because they were a bottom half line.
Okay,
I
so
could,
what
I
if?
could watch it?
So wait a minute.
That's not a bottom half. That's bottom.
That's
of
terrible.
The barrel.
No,
Yeah,
but I
that-
could watch them and say that I don't see too many offensive lines that are as bad as that.
Right. So if
Right?
they they get ranked,
But I couldn't tell you if they were 31st or 20th. That's
But-
a big gap.
I know, but you don't disagree with the 31 ranking last year. And you're automatically saying you're going
But
to if
so I'll
someone
go in-
ranks
I'll-
them top
just to
half,
make
you're
you
going
feel
to
better, I'm
disagree
gonna-
with it. I'm going to
Just to make you feel better, I'm going to go to something Tease just said. I disagree that Cooper DeJean is 30 slots higher than Christian Gonzalez.
Okay.
Someone ranked it.
Okay.
So I'm just supposed to
but you
take
haven't-
the rankings? I think that
I know,
Gonzalez
but
is better
you're,
than
you're
that.
already disagreeing with something that hasn't happened yet.
No, I'm saying unless something dramatically changes based on what
Well,
we've
something
seen
would have had
for 15 days of training camp, they're not going to have a top half offensive
Okay,
line.
no, but let's wait and see. I think if they
Obviously, we can't say it now.
if they get ranked in the top half, something good will have had to have happened.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't. That's such a subjective thing.
Well, so okay.
Like 120 catches for 1,600. That's not subjective. That's stats. That's numbers.
Right.
I can say I don't think he's going to achieve those numbers.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel like. Someone might see this offensive line being 15 spots better than someone else might see it.
No,
It's
I know.
totally
I'm just talking
subjective.
about the ones that the major ranking companies,
I
whoever
mean-
they are, PFF and all those.
Yeah.
If they say that they're in the top half, I'll be like, if that happens, they must have played better, right?
Oh, I think they'll be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
There's no the offensive line is better right now than it was last year.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anybody that would argue against that except for Andy Hart.
Elle from
Who I'm
Wisconsin.
still arguing with every day at training camp about this.
Elle from Wisconsin says, so on a recent episode, Paul suggested we try to stump him on Patriots trivia. Here's my attempt. Who wore number 77 last year?
Ben Brown, but that's a very good question.
Good one.
Because that's how you get me. Something that just happened.
Right.
He obviously listens to the show.
You just made that joke earlier.
If it was 77, like in 1977, although I don't know who number 77 was in 77.
Well, No
But
Socks
last year
came
was
in and they were
Ben Brown.
talking about something that happened in the 2000 season, and your recall was just snap of a finger, and then you're like, yeah, but I don't remember what happened
Shockmaine
yesterday.
Davis. Remember Shockmaine Davis?
Sure. John
Brady,
Davis,
across the
Earthwind
middle.
Moreland. Yeah. Sean is back on the line from Vancouver. What's up, Sean?
Yeah, sorry about that. The phone connection was bad. Fred, I have a few things. With the offensive line, like I can guarantee it, even though they haven't played one game, but even if they're ranked last in the NFL, they'll still be a lot better than last year. I've never seen anything that terrible as the offensive line play of.
I don't think I said a lot better.
Ridiculous.
I think I said they'll be better.
They'll be better. I guarantee that. Now, Alex, I just want to answer your question about Canada. I've been to several McDonald's in this country, across the country, and the services are fine. The food's the same. I mean, some are obviously seedier than others, but it's generally uniform. However, the worst McDonald's I've ever been to is not in the OG Portland, but in Portland, Oregon. Because anything, on the West Coast, they won't understand this, but if you're first, you're OG. So in Portland, Oregon, I went at 10 a.m. on a Monday, and the whole front was closed. Like the dining room, just closed. You can't get in, no reason. Just the drive-thru is working. You walk up, there's a guy like serving the drive-thru. There's a big line. You have to wait for him to go through like 5 cars. There's no menu there. You ask him like, how much is like an egg McMuffin? He's like, expensive. What is that? That's not a price, guy. It is the worst service ever. Just don't go to that McDonald's if you ever happen to be in Portland, Oregon. And hey, just want to let everyone know I'm going to be in New England for the first game. I'll be there at the home opener. My buddy from Australia, Jared, is going to join me, so we're looking forward to that. Go Pats, and I'll take it offline.
Okay, thanks.
That's fun.
You know what I think is the worst?
What?
Sonic.
I've only had it once.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
I couldn't even figure out how to order.
I don't love Sonic either. I agree with you, Freddie. It's
I've
good
only
garbage
had-
shake.
I had it
Good
once. I saw like the oil bubbling off the chicken
I think
tenders.
I've
I was
only
like, I'm
had
good.
like shakes there.
They do have good shakes.
Yeah.
But I agree with your overall. That when they put a Sonic on Route 1, and it was like this big thing. Everybody was so excited about it. There was like traffic backed up onto Route 1, and I was like, what am I missing?
Yeah.
And I went and had it, and I was like,
The fact that they keep having to add stuff to their menu.
It's not
Yeah.
exactly a
like-
discerning
Usually not a
palate.
good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Daniel reminds everybody that I've been saying it would 70-yard field goal would happen soon enough, but he asked, does it count in your eyes that it happened in preseason? Well, it doesn't count in terms of the record, but it counts in terms of proving the ability that they can do it.
I would say it count. Your prediction counts.
Yeah.
I would absolutely say.
So
that.
we now know it can be done, and
It doesn't count.
doesn't count.
But it matters.
But it matters. Yeah. And Phil Perry
Good,
said that.
Phil.
Phil Perry said that.
Phil Perry slash Dan Roche slash Phil Perry.
Cody writes in, on one of Paul's shows, I believe the host mentioned that the kick return touchdown by Henderson on the first play was a good omen. And I'd agree. For the most part, the team showed effort, finish, in a level of play I haven't seen in a while, and I enjoyed seeing all the players contribute. While everything seems to be going well, the recent string of injuries has dampened my excitement a little. Do you guys think that the heightened level of physicality and effort during this summer has worn down the players, or is this just football and sometimes you have bad luck? Let me tell you something. The Patriots have not as had bad luck as the other teams have already had, or they have had in the past. We just got to remember, every year this happens. Players get injured
I agree
every
with you,
year.
and I don't think it's been an overly physical camp.
No.
Now, I do think everything he said about the game Friday night, I would wholeheartedly agree with. They played with some physicality, some energy, and toughness, and I think the message was finish.
Yep.
And I think it was clear the way everybody treated the ball. Every ball carrier from Ramondre Stevenson, and Terrell Jennings, bigger guys, and all those guys, down to Travion Henderson and Efton Chisholm, who aren't the biggest guys out there, were lowering their shoulders and finishing runs, and the pile was moving forward. Whoever had the ball, that was clearly something that was coached. That's what they wanted to see. So they were very physical in the game Friday night, but I don't think that they've been overly physical at practice every day. In terms of leading to injuries, I don't think that's part of it.
No, it's definitely a little unlucky.
You've been out there every day.
No, I've been out there. It hasn't been too bad, but you look around the league, like Fred said, like I think it was the Chargers tackle Slater. Dickerson on the Eagles, like their legs just kind of collapsed on them. Like
and major injuries to major players.
This is football, unfortunately. Yeah,
and it happens, and it's tough, but it's just I don't think it's been too bad on our end here.
No. Knock on wood. V from Pittsburgh says, did Fred, like Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, get diagnosed with donkey brains when he was younger? Not donkey. I have been called an ass. So does that count?
Not by me.
No.
It's not nice, though.
It's all right.
But I would also say some of the injuries the Patriots have had so far, like Gonzo, I think Carlton Davis, kind of soft tissue injuries, really not physical. It's muscle injuries.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We had
Whereas-
Dial was the big one.
he tore his ACL. But like Rashawn Slater ruptured his patellar tendon.
Yeah.
That's a physical injury, something that's happening in the course of, I assume, this course of blocking.
Right.
What did you say? His leg just collapsed?
Yeah, he was just going back into pass protection and just kind of collapsed on him, similar with Dickerson.
Yep. Adam in Louisiana, about your top 100 list, Tease. Both Eagles corners are rated higher than Christian Gonzalez at 84. Dijon is 60. Kenyon Mitchell is 49. That's how I know the list is a joke.
There we go.
But that's generally what I think of those kinds of rankings.
Yeah.
So I stay consistent. One of them I disagree with the Patriot is too low. You know what I mean? Maybe there'd be one that I think the Patriots are too high. And I would say that just from what I've seen, if the Patriots' offensive line is listed in the top half of the league, I'd say that's too high.
Okay. All right.
But they will be better. They will be better than last year.
And Will Campbell's going to be.
He's
really
better
good.
than Vidarian Lowe, and that's the guy he's replacing.
Will Marcus Bryant be a starter by the end of the year?
I think he has a chance to be.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you think
whether he beats them out or injured?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Would it be because of his play or because next
injury.
man up?
Yeah. The second thing.
Rick Lawson writes in, it occurs to me that in 2025 there may not be one player from the 2024 draft class, May excluded, in a Patriots uniform. May was a layup because we were taking one of the top 3 quarterbacks, but the rest of the draft is pretty bad. Baker has a shot, but even that is as a special teamer, 6th receiver. Dial has an injury, but the rest, wow.
Caden Wallace will be on the team.
It is a credit to Vrabel and the new personnel staff that the Patriots look competitive considering last year's horrible draft.
I think Caden Wallace will still be, it doesn't take away from the email. It was not a great draft. But I think Wallace will be here. And certainly,
was DeMario a rookie last year or the year before?
Year before.
Time flies.
Certainly, Dial, I think, had a good opportunity to be part of the secondary, too. So
it's just tough with Polk, especially just.
Yeah.
Polk and Baker, obviously, disappointments. And Layden Robinson has been with, the third group all summer. So I don't think that he has. I don't think he has a roster spot right now.
Speaking of Layden Robinson, Josh in England writes in. He has a question about Layden Robinson and City So. I would have thought they would have been more natural fits in McDaniels' offense with more gap scheme, as downhill blocking was something Robinson in particular was praised for last season at times, but it seems that he is on the outside looking in and doesn't really get mentioned much in breakdowns. The same applies somewhat to City So. It seemed as if they were awkward fits last year, but this year they should have been better. Have they shown much to crack the roster? So's hurt a little bit, right? Is he banged
He's been
up?
out there,
Yeah.
too. He's been out there the last few days. He missed a couple of days of practice, but, yeah, those two guys have been on the third team for the most part. Layden Robinson has been on the third team every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to go back and look and see if he's been with the twos that I missed. But I think it's been Strange and Brown, and maybe So was the right guard with that group, although Strange has been playing right guard with the twos the last few days, because I think they're trying to see if Ben Brown can play guard as well as center. Yep. So those are the guys that have been out there. Caden Wallace is now at guard, yeah. So City So has been with the threes with Robinson, too. It's been Wallace, Brown, Strange at the interior 3 guys with the second group.
Yep. Noah in Toronto, I was looking at our schedule the other day, and I think there's a real chance we could double our win total from last year solely by beating teams without respected quarterbacks. How would you feel about the season if we did that?
I want to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Do you win 48-18 when you play those teams? I feel pretty good about it. Do you win 13-10? I don't feel great about it. Now, a win's a win.
Yeah.
So bottom line is you just need to win the games. Doesn't matter. But I'd feel better with the first scenario. But I totally agree with him that I think they easily could double their win total.
And if you get to that point, you're taking advantage of bad football.
Yep.
Vrabel step 1, right?
Yep.
Mark and Cheddar, I agree that preseason stats shouldn't count. It isn't proper competition, and therefore nothing should count. However, I do think that postseason stats should count. I hate when there is some announcer stating some stupid SI stat in the regular season about this is the first time that blah, blah, blah has ever happened, and everyone is going, yeah, except for the AFC Championship game the other year.
I think they're separate.
Why?
They do keep track of postseason records, but I think they should be separate.
Why?
Because they happen in the postseason. It's obviously
But they're
higher
still
stakes.
in games that count.
Yeah, they're higher stakes and everything.
Well, sometimes the 17th game in a season could have higher stakes than the first game. Should those stats count differently? What should the stakes matter in whether or not the stats count?
I don't know.
I think part of it is like
I
looking.
think playoff games are more important than regular season
They
games.
are.
Yeah.
They are.
I don't really think it's all that controversial to take.
Well, regular season games, every team has the same amount. So
Yeah.
if you have like a generational running back who's amazing and is clearly the best running back in the league due to regular season stats, but he doesn't have the same body of work in the postseason because his team doesn't make it that far, it's hard to compare.
I agree with you in
like
cumulative stats, you know,
Right.
but career and all that stuff. But when it comes to individual, game stats,
Yeah.
like there should be one record for most touchdowns in a game, and I don't care if that's postseason or regular
You could convince
season.
me of that.
You know?
For sure.
You could convince me of that. I think they're separate.
It just
but
depends on the context that you're pulling the numbers in for. Like, I don't know, you can cherry pick any stat you want to fit an argument or.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Fred's point is if someone were to set the all-time single game rushing record or passing record in a postseason game, that should be the
Definitely.
record.
Yeah,
Definitely. But you still need to keep them, I think, separate for the point I was making. Like,
Yeah, cumulative.
great player,
Yeah.
not a good
Brady
team.
had more opportunities
Right.
because he was on great teams.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but all right. Patrick misses Eric.
Mm.
Hearing his weirdness during those lunch flashbacks brought me back to all of his awkwardness and secrecy. I used to think he wasn't really this way and would play it up for the radio, but having listened to the show for over a decade, I realized he's just plain different. Evan has a bit of it, but not like Eric.
Well, Evan is closed off unless you're talking about X's and O's.
Right. Right. He's
He
very
won't-
private.
he won't play He won't play in reindeer
Sports
games.
in
I
at
just
all.
don't think he's got a lot going on except for
He
X's
doesn't.
and O's.
Film.
He has his
Film.
interests and his wife.
Eric's
and that's
different. He would want you to believe he's got a lot going on. He's never had a boring day in his life. His words. His words.
in his life.
He did chastise me during COVID when I said I was bored all the time.
Right.
Why?
How can you be bored?
During COVID, when there was nothing to do, you couldn't go out. I was like bored.
You didn't teach yourself how to play piano,
No,
or
I watched like
Three games of glory.
Did you catch what she just said?
Yeah.
Did you teach yourself to play piano?
No, but that's the point. Like,
I watched Mad Men.
you didn't learn 2 languages.
No.
You could be fluent in Spanish right now.
He said, "Well, I could get by. Fluent."
Do we think
No.
Eric has watched a single Patriots game since?
I think you guys traumatized him.
I made the comment at the time to Fred on the air when we came in and we had signed Cam Newton. I wasn't convinced that Eric had known that we had signed Cam Newton because it kind of happened, in that dark time
The
when
dark
no one
days.
was around.
Yeah.
Well, I do still watch the news.
That elicited that response. Do you remember?
Yes.
The news.
It was so easy. It was so easy.
Talk about gaslighting.
Nothing better than you guys making him play the piano.
And then he.
So this is where I got to defend my boss.
Better.
Fred did not make him play the piano. He insisted that he
Knew how to play.
Was a classically trained
Right.
pianist. And we were like, oh, well, okay, well, why don't we do it then? That wasn't like you were trying to set him up to fail.
No.
He told us that he had an ability that he clearly didn't have.
Pseudo intellectual.
And it's not like you have to tune up an electric piano, you know?
No.
And then remember Jamie McGibbon?
Yeah, he just comes in
He
and
just
bangs
came
out
in and sounded like he was like Billy Joel did it.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was funny.
All he had to know was like a couple chords.
Right.
I mean, play chopsticks.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like, that's so easy.
Oh, my God.
I have no formal artistic training.
You get that right. All right.
You see the Billy Joel documentary at all?
I haven't yet. I'm going. I want to, though. I might watch it on the plane going to Minnesota.
You guys are too young. You don't care about Billy Joel, right?
Of course I do.
Did you watch it?
No.
I downloaded the soundtrack to it. 150 songs. It's unbelievable.
I will watch it eventually. I just have to get around to
I will
it.
say that
It must be. It's the soundtrack for the documentary. It's
Wow.
So they play all the songs in their entirety that they.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Tons
So.
of live performances, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
It's worth watching if you like Billy Joel. I will say it's too long.
Okay.
The first part especially is like 2.5 hours.
Is it
2
broken
hours,
up into
45 minutes,
like
two
episodes?
parts.
Okay.
The first one is twice as long as the second part. It's good. It's
Good, not great?
It's not great. I would say when you do the documentaries and stuff like that, and everybody runs into these problems, you kind of have a choice to make. Like, how objective do I want to be and how much access do I want to get?
Yeah.
They chose the access. You know what I mean?
So it's through the eyes of Billy Joel.
And I like Billy Joel, so I was okay with it, but they definitely gloss over some of the darker periods of Billy Joel's life and some of the things that he maybe had done wrong.
Huh. Okay. Having to do with women mostly?
Well, that first one was huge. Like, he basically steals his best friend's wife.
Maybe I will watch
It's not
this.
broken.
Okay.
But I think it's pretty clear that, during his career he had problems with alcohol, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, are we really talking about this or not? Like,
Yeah.
he and Elton John had, I think, because obviously Elton John had famous battles with substance problems, and they sort of had a falling out because of the erratic behavior due to the drinking, and it's kind of like.
Because were they doing duos together or
Yeah,
something?
they did a lot of concerts. They did one here, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Elton John and
you
Billy Joel.
You probably didn't edit that night because you went out to the concert. Me and Andy had to stay in and work.
I've never seen...
Oh, was that just the police at Fenway?
Just the police at Fenway. Chester's in Portland. What's up, Chester?
Hey, what's up, guys? Awesome camp coverage so far. It's been such an exciting off season to get things back and ramped up. And so last time I called, it said, they've got to show some optimism, and I feel like that is just overly present right now. I don't care what the score was on Friday, but the it factor in the crowd was back. I felt like the team was in and out of the huddle nicely. I think one thing I haven't really heard about is Ramondre Stevenson just looks thinner and faster. I mean, he cut weight. Is he in better shape? Because he looked fast. He looked different. He was just, moving into that second level a lot quicker. But definitely that was a takeaway, is that he looks like he's got to spring back in his step, which is exciting. I'm concerned that, just the straight Bay is going to make or break our year. There's been so much positive momentum in camp, but, the stupid mistakes, I just really hope that brave mistakes got out of him, because I feel like our fate is really in his hands specifically. O-line showing a ton of promise, and that's fantastic, too. But just overall, just really excited to see some steps forward. And that's all I got. It's good to be back in touch, guys.
All right. Buy apparel. Thanks, Chester.
Yeah, I'm on board with Chester. I think Stevenson does look thinner. And, I always say this. The skill guys look faster at this time of year, every year.
It also looks better when you're not getting hit in the backfield every time.
But, I thought he looked fast and fresh on opening day against Cincinnati when he had to drag tacklers for like 120 yards.
Right.
By the time you get to like week 5, it's a little harder to look
dragging.
fast.
Yeah.
Right.
When that's happening all the time.
Matthew in Arizona. We will have 8 wins. Because of the poster in the media room I saw from Mike Reese's photo of Vrabel in his first post-game interview versus the Commanders on X. Effort and finish, ball security and disruption, details, technique, and fundamentals, make great decisions. Did you see that poster?
I did
They
notice
had there?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? You like those posters?
love it.
You like the motivational posters?
The word art.
You have one in your room that says, hang in there, kitty?
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh,
No.
love. Yeah.
I don't. I'm against word art in the home setting. I don't need to be told, like, pantry, kitchen, gather.
You're like,
but here I like it.
I hate those.
She's the best.
No, I hate
like how
those.
Matt
It's
Collins
so
doesn't take
corny.
elevators.
It's
He doesn't
so
need anybody to
corny.
carry him.
My kitchen, my rules.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
ki-
hate
no
those
kiss the
little
chef apron.
peachy little.
That's an apron.
things.
It's not word art. It's the live, laugh, love stuff.
Whoa.
No.
But in the
Alex is out. Alex,
auditorium,
my girl, she's out. I'm
in the
out.
auditorium, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool that we walked in. And it was like
Yeah, it's
really
different in
big
a football
banners.
team. I'm talking about people's
hanging up.
homes.
Yeah,
when you
same.
have that.
Not to new.
Do you like it, Paul?
I haven't seen it. I don't know. What
You've
we're
never.
talking
You don't
about.
know what
I
we're
was
talking about?
kind of
No.
surprised to see it, but I
What-
guess
I
why
didn't
would
know
they
the
take it
locker
down?
room. I came here.
No, I'm talking about the
post-game.
locker room. I'm talking about people's homes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about this specific.
Oh, I don't care about the locker room. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay, well, I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about something different. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not as opposed to it as Alex, obviously. is.
Alex was like, no.
She's a bit triggered.
You make your house look like Cracker Barrel.
But no, I don't
Exactly.
have.
Yeah, like
I
why
don't
does
have a
my
lot of
salt
that.
shaker need to say salt on it? You know?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I don't have a lot of that.
But I like the new Vrabel poster.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's their mission
I
statement.
guess they had this huge mural last year.
That's, That's gone. Won't be
Well,
seeing that no
it's
more.
in the back storage area
Oh,
upstairs.
it's away.
Yeah.
Well, I remember.
Should I take it home?
Bro, cut up into sections.
Oh.
Yeah.
Trivia giveaway.
Yeah.
Well, I remember how much of a
10
big
minutes
deal
if
it
anybody
was
has trivia
last
today.
year when certain things were coming off the walls and that stuff was going up, all the motivational quotes.
That's the
What
kind
is
of
your North Star?
Hmm.
I'm only
I've never been asked that.
But that's the kind of stuff
The
that
lighthouse.
kind of I find tiresome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just generational for you and I, Fred.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do I really need? I need to look at something that inspires me every day, or can I
Right.
just like have, pride in my work?
Play like a champion today, Paul.
Yes, I do it every time.
Believe Ted Lasso.
We bigger than me.
Oh,
Oh.
good.
Yep.
That might have been one of last year.
Iron sharpens iron.
You know when I knew Joe Judge was going to
Iron
fail?
sharpens iron. Take a shot every time you hear that phrase.
You know when I knew Joe Judge was going to fail as the Giants head coach?
When?
When he said that the name on the front of the jersey is
More important than the name on the back.
Wow.
Tough.
That is profound. That's profound. Jeff in Canada writes in, earlier in the show, Paul said he is nowhere near ready to say Will Campbell is a surefire NFL tackle, left tackle. And I agree with Paul. It's still wait and see. People are going to get mad at me, but using the same logic, I feel the same about May. If turnovers persist in real games, do you think Vrabel would ever turn to Dobbs as a starter, or what would the threshold have to be to make that decision?
So I don't think that you deserve to be someone getting mad at you for that. I think that Drake May still has to prove himself. I think that the threshold for a change at quarterback would be enormous. Like he'd have to really, really be bad.
Epically
like
bad.
I'm talking Zach Wilson bad.
Yeah.
With the Jet.
Walking 10 guys in a row bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he'd have to be really, really bad for them to do that right now. Now, let's assume that he plays quarterback all year this year. And then next year we're still talking about the same kind of stuff.
Now we've got to...
The leash is a lot shorter.
Right.
Now it's time to find a new guy.
Yep. Yep.
But I have confidence that Drake May can succeed. I don't know how much. I haven't seen it on a consistent enough basis to say this guy's going to be the next, stud quarterback.
Yeah,
He's going to do what Jaden Daniels
You need
did
the
for Washington
consistency.
last year.
You need the consistency, and then you need to see that consistency play its way into big moments.
Yeah, that last
yeah.
part is important. It's not
Yeah.
about the numbers. Everybody
Yeah.
just focuses on, like, Jaden Daniels' numbers were sort of pedestrian last
Yeah.
year, and they were.
But like-
when games were on the line, he was almost perfect.
Right.
And that's what separates these guys. That's what separated Brady.
Clutch gene.
Brady's almost never lost when the game was winnable down the stretch.
Mhm.
He almost never failed in those.
Well, Robert Kraft said it in the speech. He made us feel invincible. Like you always knew
Absolutely.
you had a chance with Brady and that he was going to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Brad in Australia, I was watching YouTube on Will Campbell and showing the hand placement when in pass protection. Got me wondering if being left-handed or right-handed helps determine whether you would be better at left or right tackle. For instance, would being a left-handed be ideal for left tackle, providing the strength to stop the defender getting around the outside? I think it does matter a little bit for some people, like whether they're left or right dominant. Belichick's talked about this many times. Some guys can slide left or right. Others, it's a whole different world, having to do everything opposite.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's better to be left or right-handed.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know if that matters.
But I'm sure
to
for
them.
some people it might.
But I think it's more about how you are trained to do something.
Yep.
It's like your footwork, and you're used to being on one side or the other, and then you just can't mirror it on the other side. But I do wonder, because I could make it just as strong an argument that the punch from a left tackle with your right hand, if you were right-handed, is more important than the outside punch, because you want to knock the guy wide.
Right.
That's what you want to do.
Right. So
You know
there
what I
you
mean?
go. So
I could make that argument. I don't know that that's true.
Yeah.
I've never played offensive line in my life.
And you're factoring in how the differences in strength in the dominant hand versus the non-dominant hand.
Yeah.
If you're training properly,
It's probably
then
negligible.
Exactly.
For
It
those
should
guys.
be, right? Or else you're really significantly overtraining one side compared to the other.
It's kind of like if Andy were doing this.
Right.
He'd have all the upper body strength in the world
Right.
that you would
Right.
need.
It's a little chicken
But skip legs.
But yeah, he skipped leg.
Yeah.
He skipped leg.
Not good.
Decade.
Not good.
Like decade.
Your calves are very important.
Brian in Marshfield, Mass. Love the pod for years. Realize real football talk is here now. But in the subject of hats,
Hat.
he says, I was a balding man in my late 20s, and I am by no way comparing myself to my Boston College Matt Hasselbeck friend, but he absolutely nailed it with the curved brim backwards. Next to Griffey taking batting practice with the backwards flat brim, best sports usage of a backwards cap. So curved brim for a backwards cap. So begs the question, when is the appropriate time for an adult male to go backwards cap? Little off season.
Whatever you want.
What's the appropriate time to have it a backwards cap for an adult male?
Like age time or like
Yeah.
No,
location?
no. Like, I'll give you my answer.
Like if you're if you're at a training camp
Yeah.
and you wear hats backwards, wear it backwards.
No, that's not appropriate.
Oh.
The only appropriate time for an adult male to wear the hat backwards is where, if you wore it forward, it impedes with something
Your
that you're
vision.
doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Like rec
you're a
league-
hard
rec
Or on
league
a
so-
boat.
softball or
Otherwise, you're a
something.
hard
On a
Hardo.
boat, sometimes if you're going, the brim can trap the
there's
wind.
a lot of wind and you don't want
Or
it
if
to
you're
blow
playing
off.
basketball and you can't get your
That
shot
too,
off
your
properly.
vision.
Right, something
shouldn't
like
be wearing
that.
a hat if
Otherwise,
you're playing basketball,
right,
though.
you shouldn't be wearing a cap playing
So
basketball.
you don't worry about getting your head torched.
My head gets. That's where I wear the bucket hat.
Some of us have those problems, like me.
And me.
I could see you playing basketball in a do-rag.
Paul or
That's
Matisse?
funny. That's funny.
Both.
Me in a do-rag.
Let's see.
I don't do the backward hat thing, Freddie.
No. I think for adult men, you kind of look like a hardo. Like if you're in college, fine. Or kids in 8th grade.
Doing construction, you're like measuring something and you throw it backwards and you put your little pencil up and then you
But
keep
you could still
like
put the pencil in forward.
yeah, but if you're
Or
like measuring
in an
I
arm
don't know.
wrestling contest and you have to get
What we should have,
get in
we
there.
should have the people from Brunt Workwear call in and tell us when it's appropriate
There we
on the
go.
job
There we
to
go.
have your cap backward.
True.
On the job. All right. All right. That's the end.
Wait, I got another line I
again.
just thought of.
Good.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I don't know if I believe that one.
That's absolutely a tried and true clicheism.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. So
We should get word art for the studio.
So so we'll be back at noon on Thursday, and toward the end of the show, because they're going to practice from 12 to 2. Toward the end of the show, Deuce and/or Evan will call in and give us everything they saw on Wednesday and Thursday, and of course on Patriots. Oh, you know what? This is falling apart.
We're under no personal danger,
don't
are we?
come in. I'm good. We're wrapping
She's
up.
just gonna hold
so
it.
on Patriots.com.
I'm just gonna hold it.
For the next 2 days, obviously, we'll have all the information that you need from training camp. On social media, you'll get all that. And then Catch 22. Do we have a schedule for that this week?
They're 4 to 6 on Thursday.
4 to 6
Wow.
on Thursday. Okay.
Afternoon drive.
All right. 4 to 6 on Thursday. Barth and Evan. All right. We will see you Thursday.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.